Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Cape Shit Podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Hector, also known as CN6.
And I'm your other co-host. This is Hav. And today we have gathered to review the second MCU movie of all time. We are going to be reviewing The Incredible Hulk, which was released, I believe, in 2008? Yeah, 2008, bro.
Damn, the same year as Iron Man?
As Iron Man. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, it came out June. I believe Iron Man came out in May.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
But before we get into it, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Maybe not Google, man. Google Google's shutting down, y'all. But either way, right? Also, make sure you follow our socials at Cape Shit Podcast or go to capeshitpodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links and socials through there. But with that being said, guys, shut the fuck up, because
we're getting into this shit.
Yeah, man, we're getting into it. But dude, it's been a while, huh?
Dude, it's
I guess the people listening.
Hey, man, know, if Superman were here, he'd say
it's been a while.
It's been a while since y'all made a Cape Shit pod. Which I guess if you want to bring that up.
Yeah. So listen, guys, we've been gone, right? We've been gone. A lot of you guys have been waiting. Shout out to Sheldon. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Luis, man. Everybody, and especially Josue, man. Shout out to him. Kevin and Josue, man, they're demons, man. Re-listening to our pods, they're like waiting and shit.
So I got it pulled up. So it's been 4 months.
Oh my god!
Since we did a review of a movie, because we said we wanted to review the MCU movies.
Yeah.
So it's been 4 months since we uploaded the Iron Man review.
Yeah.
It's been 3 months since we uploaded. Sorry. It's been 4 months since we uploaded like a review, the super review on Iron Man. But it's been 2 months since we uploaded an actual episode of Cape Shit. That wasn't a review. The Iron Man's just is like, it stayed as the only review that we have on the channel.
That's fucked.
But the other 3 episodes we did were discussion videos.
Yeah.
So the last movie that was a review, the Iron Man, was 4 months ago, but the last episode that we uploaded was
2 months ago.
Yes,
which is still a while, man. And
yeah, man, we've
gotten so many messages from you guys asking, "Yo, where's the next pod? Where's the next pod?" And what I wanted to bring up, right, is shout out to Luis. He actually made a funny video, man. Basically calling us out, man.
Yeah,
he's
a jerk for that, man.
He roasting us, man. And I guess I could play it, right? Can I play it? It's like, would it be copyright? No,
I don't
copyright.
I don't think so. I don't think it would be.
If you guys want to see, actually, dude, I posted it on the Cape Shit Podcast Instagram story, and I mean, how where else can I? Should I make an actual post about it so people can see it?
I would say yeah. I would say I would have made it into a post,
because I just posted it on the Instagram story.
Right. I would have posted it like as a reel, like as a post.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it was posted, share it on the story.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Because I didn't do that, but I could pull it up right here, guys. I mean, shout out to Luis, man. He's clowning on us and shit. But I think he sent it through the HRV pod. Let me think real quick. Yes, it's right here. So I'm gonna play this, guys. And if you guys listen to all of our pods, right, from the Cape Shit pod, right, especially if you listen to what is it? Why we need Superman Legacy.
The very first video we ever made.
The very first video. Yeah, you definitely understand this inside joke. But look, this is the clip that he sent me, and yeah. Hold on. It's not playing. What the fuck, guys?
What?
It's not playing. Hold on. Let me see. I think I have it downloaded, maybe. Yeah. I got it right here.
It's been a while since we had a fucking Cape Shit pod. Six. Hurry up.
So, guys, that's what Luis made that. So it's the scene, the end credits scene for Black Adam when Superman pops up. He says, "It's been a while since the world's been this nervous," right? And he made an AI voice to that shit.
Is that what it is? I was wondering whose voice that was.
No, that wasn't Luis.
I was like, no way, that's Luis, bro.
No, it wasn't Luis. No, it wasn't him. Because he's sent us voice messages before. Yeah, so it wasn't him. He made it like an AI thing. I'm gonna post it. If you're listening right now, guys, I'm gonna post it as an actual post to the Cape Shit Pod socials, and because I posted in the story, you're right, I should have made an actual post about it. But the thing is, it would have became a reel, and it would have gone to like the public. And if people just scroll, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck's going? What is this?" They wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? But whatever.
But maybe because they didn't get it, they'll like, "What the fuck is what is this? What is this?" And they'll click on the account, and that's exposure, girl.
Yeah. You're right.
We just finessed the system.
No, yeah. So listen, guys, if you're listening right now, I'm gonna post it. Go watch it. It's that scene. It's really funny, man. I think it's funny, and that's just one person, man. A bunch of you guys. When's the next Cape shit? Bro, if you guys don't know, I mean, some of you guys might know, right? We actually run another pod called the Heat Ray Vision Podcast, and that's where we try to review upcoming films, TV shows and video games. We're actually soon going to be doing video games on there. And it's really tough, Hav, right? It's really tough to balance it because
yes,
on Cape Shit, guys, we actually have our segments. Some of you guys already know our segments, right? We have Super Synopsis, Super Facts, fucking reading recommendations, and those actually take a while, right, to do. And shout out to Hav. Hav has been grinding that shit out with Super Synopsis, the reading recommendations, Super Facts, to to make things a lot less stressful for me, right? So I could focus on uploading to socials, editing the actual pods themselves and stuff, because it does take a lot of work, man. And I wasn't really how to explain this. I wasn't expecting it to be this tough, right? I'm like, damn, bro, it is kind of tough. So that is why we haven't been making Cape Shit pods, but now we kind of develop a system that hopefully it'll work, and we could bust these out as much as we can. Basically.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I mean? But yeah, sorry for the wait. We're finally here. The fucking Incredible Hulk, man. Second movie of the MCU. And dude, I saw this movie like maybe once, dude. I was like a kid, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I remember watching it in theaters.
You deadass?
I actually remember watching this movie
bro.
when it came out in theaters. And I've rewatched it obviously, but I feel like there's quite a few MCU movies that I've rewatched the least amount of times, and Hulk's one of them. So upon rewatching it in preparation for the podcast, it was kind of like watching it again for the first time.
Yeah,
I knew some of the big things that would happen in the movie. Like I remember Hulk fighting the Abomination at the end. I remember like that whole spiel, but like as far as like everything else that were like minuscule, I don't remember. So I was watching the movie and I guess to go right into it, overall, what did you think of the movie? Like, did you like it? Because you got to remember, this is Incredible Hulk, bro. This is the second MCU movie, and it's following up Iron Man, which we recommend that you guys listen to our review for Iron Man, but we both gave it a 10 out of 10 film.
Exactly.
So this movie is following up a fucking heavy hitter, and so the question is it as good? Does it live up to it? Is it disappointing? Overall, what were your thoughts on the movie after watching it? Okay.
So the thing is, I would say, man, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't think that it's one of the stronger ones, right? Personally, I definitely enjoyed Iron Man a lot more than this one.
I agree.
You know, because there are some things that it's an old movie, guys, right? 2008. You could tell there are some typical tropes that you definitely see that generic. It's kind of like just cookie cutter kind of movie, right? In my opinion, it's very simple. It's very
straight to the point.
And not only that, there were some parts where I kind of knew where it was going, like, and it was predictable.
Gotcha.
Right. But I will say this though, despite all that, this movie is definitely more. I enjoyed this movie a lot more than the current MCU shit.
What do you mean? Oh, like current projects?
Like current projects.
Gotcha.
Like I enjoyed this one a lot more than the Marvels.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
And even though like it's such an old movie, I don't know. I kind of like the whole grounded, kind of more serious
tone that used to have.
That I used to have
before it evolved into like the cash grab,
exactly, man,
machine
exactly,
that appeases the audience type.
Exactly, bro. Now. And here's the thing too. I actually saw it with my brother.
Yes, I remember.
I saw it with my brother, and he actually never seen this movie, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, that's crazy.
He's never seen it, and the thing is, with him, he was like a huge MCU nerd, bro.
Right.
Like he stayed up to watch WandaVision like at 2 or 3 a.m. whenever.
Because so at 2 a.m. is when it would drop. That's midnight in California time.
He watched everything, bro.
Yeah.
Right, and he fell off. I think he fell off when it came to I think Moon Knight, bro, would have been, I think was the last project he saw. And then I think he tried watching She-Hulk and he said, yeah, that shit trash. I think Miss Marvel, he probably didn't really like it. And he just fell off, bro. Thor: Love and Thunder, he just fell off. Even not only the MCU, just with everything, bro.
I get you.
With like Blue Beetle, the Flash and stuff. He just fell off with everything.
Yeah.
And now he just doesn't give a fuck at all.
Sure.
At all. And it kind of sucks, bro. I'm like, damn, bro, you know, like, that sucks that he kind of fell off. So he's like, yo, I've never seen this movie. And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, it's part of the MCU, bro. This is fucking
this Hulk.
It's fucking Hulk.
Was he confused watching it? Was he like, who's this guy? I don't know the actor.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to explain it to him that, like, hey, it's the guy, it's the real Hulk, right? It's just a different actor. Kind of like what they did with Rhodey, right?
Okay.
And so I explained that to him. He's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's like, that makes sense. So as we're watching it, he also felt the same with me. He's like, oh, yeah, that's kind of typical or whatever. But he definitely, after the movie, I asked him. He said he liked it. He's like, you know what? It's not that bad. I liked it compared to the modern stuff that we're getting. And I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. And, like, he's not really a cinephile or, like, he doesn't really review shit.
No, right.
So the fact that he liked it a lot more than current stuff kind of says a lot, even though it's very, you know, generic, cookie cutter. Like, it's just a simple yet good movie, in my opinion.
Right.
But, yeah, that's just what I think. What about you, man? Generic. What are your overall thoughts?
So,
man?
I would agree, bro. I would agree with you. What you said. I do enjoy this movie. I found myself having a good time. I will see that there are some parts that are a bit dated.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the biggest thing that I think was dated to me was the CGI on the Hulk. It wasn't terrible, though. You could, like, in more modern CGI right now, right? Like, if you were to see the Hulk, the technology has come so advanced where, like, the lighting on the Hulk's face or body or just how he stands in a presence, whether it's outside or indoors in a house, or you could just tell that it actually looks like it's there. Whereas when you're watching it in 2008, Incredible Hulk, the Hulk looks like he belongs somewhere else because his CGI model when he's Hulk, you could just kind of tell, like, if you like. It looks like as if he was photoshopped into the environment. Yeah. Because you could definitely distinct the real life world behind him and the CGI person that's in front of you. And that's not me dissing the CGI. It was 2008. It was a different time. That's fine. It's just I do understand that there are some parts about it that was a bit dated. But I try my best to look past that because while it does look a little dated, I've seen worse. Definitely. Well, that's facts, yeah. Let me put it this way. The CGI on the Hulk for 2008 was a bit dated, though I don't hold it against it because I've seen worse CGI today. This came out over 15 years ago.
Yeah, man.
I believe. Is my math wrong? No, it's 2014, 10. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So that says a lot because to me it's like, yeah, it's a bit dated, but like it's still better than like some of the bullshit I saw in Love and Thunder or fucking Marvels. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I can't really hold it against them. I just have to accept that it was the times. It's just that's how CGI was at the time. So I'm gonna look past it. What about the characters? What about the story? And overall, I liked it a lot. And it's to the point, bro, where, and I'll go into more detail as we go through the plot breakdown. But I was actually like, I remember halfway through this movie coming to a realization of disappointment. I was a bit disappointed that this movie had so much story, and so much character behind the character of Bruce Banner, right, of the Hulk. His supporting characters, which is Betty Ross, which is the love interest, who's very accurate to the comics, to going up against her father, Thunderbolt Ross, the guy that was going after him, and just his whole dilemma of trying to balance this rageful monster that he cannot control if his fucking heart monitor goes up too high, and just having to balance that, and just kind of the sort of one of the things I praise is Edward Norton's performance as Bruce Banner, because he plays very much like that sort of nervous kind of like, I need to calm down, like, because you see like the haunted sort of aura, this energy that he has where he's like, I don't want to become the Hulk because I know what I'm capable of and I can't control it. So he tries so hard to stay in control, and it's almost kind of like haunting just to see how much he values trying to regulate his heart rate and how to like keep himself calm and all that. So the part that was disappointing was I felt as though Avengers 1 and Avengers Age of Ultron, those are the only two movies, in my opinion, along with 2008 Hulk, are the only movies that do anything with the character of Bruce Banner and the Hulk and take it another step forward. Because as movies went on, first of all, I should probably just say right off the bat, this is the only solo Hulk movie in the MCU. We don't get another solo Hulk movie. Hulk's just been a supporting actor for the other movies. He was supporting actor in Avengers, and Avengers 2, and Infinity War, and Endgame. And in an attempt to want to give the Incredible Hulk a little more story, they had to not give him a solo movie. Yeah. Oh no, they made him a support character in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
When it wasn't even his movie, but he palled around and shit like that. So for me, it was a bit disappointing because it's like after the Incredible Hulk, he was just a supporting actor or character, in all these other movies. And for me, it's just kind of like so much of this movie set up so much stuff that never went anywhere. Like watching him interact with his love interest, Betty Ross, which is from the comics, I was like, bro, like this bitch never comes back. She never appears again. Whatever happened? Like, does she still think about him? Is she still around? Like my thing, like we know Thunderbolt Ross, we know we know where he's at. Because he comes back, and I guess not really a spoiler, but like the next time we see Thunderbolt Ross is Captain America: Civil War. That's phase 3. We're in phase 1 still. So he comes back, but as far as Betty Ross and all these other characters, you don't see them. And in fact, in Avengers 2, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where this came from. I don't mind it. I don't think it's a problem. It's just one of those things where I'm like, where did that come from?
Oh, is it
in Avengers 2 is the romance
with Black
between
Widow.
him and Black Widow. And it's not that I found it a problem. I just didn't really see any movies or anything that led up to the spark between them. But also, here's this movie, and he had Betty Ross, and this is
we don't know what happened
after this movie because these characters never come back, other than Thunderbolt Ross. Years fucking later, like I think it was like 8 years later, he comes back and he looks much older and shit. So I was met with a bit of disappointment because I'm like, whatever happened to the character of Hulk and like all his supporting characters? Like, I felt like they did the Hulk dirty in my opinion because for whatever reason, this was the only solo movie he got, and they never wanted to make sequels. And if they wanted to build the character of Hulk and Bruce Banner more, they had to do it. But through supporting character arcs in someone else's movie. In fact, and I don't want to get off topic too much, but recently I saw that Mark Ruffalo, I think he was promoting Poor Things, or I think the Oscars was just around the corner and like that was getting promoted. He was doing an interview, like one of those like interviews, like not a one-on-one, but like the ones where like it's like Comic-Con when they're on stage and there's like a whole bunch of people, just an audience sitting there listening.
Oh, okay.
One of those. And he basically said that he himself had an idea for a Hulk solo movie that would further expand and explore the character of Bruce Banner. He didn't go into details like, I want to explore a depressed Bruce Banner or a blah, blah, blah. Like, he didn't go into details. He just said he had an idea and he approached Kevin Feige about it. And Kevin Feige, according to Mark Ruffalo, reportedly said that he would be interested in giving him that arc over the course of 5 movies as a supporting character. And he said that for some reason, there will never, ever, ever be another solo Hulk movie. And so 2008 Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton will be the only one we get. And I'm still like, why? Like, I don't get that. And it's like, I feel bad for people like Danny because he's a huge Hulk fan. And there's fans out there. I love the Hulk. He's fucking...
Was it Danny or Mario?
No.
I think it was Mario that was a huge Hulk fan. Yeah.
Well, I remember Danny saying that he also fucked with the Hulk, and he doesn't like how he's Smart Hulk now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, like both of them.
Right. So I feel bad for people like them, and even like us, or like even hardcore Hulk fans, because it's like the Hulk only gets to shine on other people's movies. Why doesn't he ever get the spotlight shined on him?
Yeah. Man.
Why does he have to share it? Why is 2008 Hulk the only Hulk solo movie we ever got? And to me, it's just like, that was what the disappointment was. It wasn't disappointment towards the movie. It's just, I'm looking at this movie and I see all these characters and his character arc, And like this whole thing where it's like I can't get my heart rate too fast. Like there's even a scene where like he tries to get freaky deaky with the girl, and he's like, no, I can't, because like if I get too excited, like Hulk will come out and shit like that, which is a real Hulk smash. But anyways, moving on. That's a
real Hulk smash.
That's smashing right there, girl. That's a Hulk slaughter. I don't know what you would call that, man.
Hulk massacre.
That's funny as shit.
The Hulk massacre.
That's funny as shit, bro. What got destroyed more, Harlem at the end, the third act, or that pussy?
Dumbass.
That's funny as shit.
You know that
shit.
That reminds me of Hancock, bro.
Dude,
remember
I've
Hancock?
never seen Hancock.
You've never seen Hancock,
No,
dude?
bro.
I saw it when I was a kid,
right?
bro.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Well, that's a superhero shit. We could review it on
All
Cape
right.
Shit whenever that comes, guys. Right? But okay, there in Hancock. There's a scene where he's getting freaky deaky, right?
Okay.
In his trailer, and his like, when he just breaks the trailer.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to remember. I think like he breaks the trailer or something, or like he shoots up like through the roof or something. I forgot. It's just something like that.
Okay.
So like to me, it's kind of like, dang, bro. Imagine the Hulk out there. No, that's crazy.
That's
bro.
crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't know about all that.
But you know, speaking of the CGI, right? Like, let's kind of go back with the CGI, because even though it was noticeable, it wasn't the greatest, right? And not only that, whenever he transforms to the Hulk, it's a whole different character. Right?
Yeah, dude.
And he looks
doesn't
nothing,
look like him.
nothing like him, right? And there are some moments that I've seen with Hulk and his love interest, where Hulk is obviously he's the Hulk, and she's like looking up at him, and it just doesn't correspond like where she's looking. I've noticed.
I never noticed that.
I've noticed that. Marvin and I, we noticed that. My brother. And it's kind of like, what is she looking at? Like, because it look, you know that feeling? Because obviously, you got to look up at something, and he's like on the other side a bit, and it just doesn't look right.
Interesting. I never caught that. Okay.
But oh my god! And I guess we're gonna talk some couple negatives. One thing that my brother and I were like constantly like, oh my god, like just end me, right?
Okay.
Was fucking Betty, bro? Her voice, man, the way she would talk throughout the movie.
That bothered you?
Yes, bro. Look, like this. You'd be like, oh, what? But we gotta escape. Like she talks like that seductive type of voice all
like
the
soft.
time.
It's soft.
Soft, but like, okay, it's soft, but like she kind of tries to portray that innocent like woman, like, no, you can't leave.
Yeah.
Like throughout the movie, bro. And that bothered me. That bothered
Really?
Marvin and I. Yeah, we're like, dude.
I never
like,
noticed that, I guess.
dude, we could run it back. We could run it back.
Oh,
Because
shit.
no, we could run it back. Guys, if you guys have not seen the movie, go rewatch it and pay attention. No matter the circumstance, bro. It could be anything how she talks that way. Even when she's kind of angry. And it's just like, why the fuck is she talking that way? It's like, whatever. But that's like a nitpick, right? That's just like a nitpick. Like, okay.
I got you.
So I was just kind of indifferent, but I do definitely agree with Hav that it kind of sucks that we didn't get other movies. And it kind of sucks that we kind of see his love interest just
kind of disappear.
drop.
Dude, like,
and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go Hulk smash Black Widow.
Black Widow, which, hey, man, that's an upgrade.
That's I'm smashing both.
It's
bro.
evil world.
It's an evil world.
It's evil world, bro.
Call me Abomination.
It's World War Hulk.
It's World War. That's actually good. That's actually a good one. Hop. It's World War.
It's World War Hulk.
War
Bro.
Hulk, man,
That's
which is
crazy. But what's it called? Yeah, dude, I never
I'm
understood
Hulk
that.
smashing everybody in this bitch.
Even
man.
the guys.
Dumbass. No, that's you, man. That's you. I want them all. When I'm done, no one will remain.
Dude, that joke was so funny.
No one remains.
Oh my god.
Oh, I guess as we're doing these inside jokes, right? Going back to Luis when he sent that clip about the whole Superman shit.
Okay.
Go listen to guys. If go listen to Why We Need Superman Legacy. That's our first ever episode. Go listen to it. I'm pretty sure he used it not only because it fit with like what he's trying to say, but also because of the whole inside joke.
That
Do you
we
remember
kept doing.
that we kept doing.
That we kept doing.
So shout out to him. So go watch that, guys. If you guys don't know, we laugh a lot in that one. You'll know the inside jokes. Hey man, if you want to know these inside jokes, just listen to all of our shit.
Yeah, man. Just go on a binge.
Go on a binge, man.
Get us those views. We appreciate it.
I know. Fucking Kevin and Josue, man, they be re-listening to our shit, man. Shout out to you
for
guys.
real.
So okay, so yeah, I just want to bring that up.
Yeah,
but yeah, bro, she be talking like that.
I got you.
I don't know. You never really noticed that?
No, not really.
Really interesting.
No, dude. I mean,
bro.
I think more of the negatives, in my opinion, were like, just kind of like how kind of like what you were saying, how it was kind of like cookie cutter and kind of basic, but it was driving the story forward. And I think I was more immersed in like the whole thing with Bruce Banner because like I said, bro, we have not gotten another Hulk solo movie. He's always been a supporting character. So this was the first time that I was actually like trying to pay attention to Bruce Banner's journey as the Hulk and shit because it's the only movie that we're ever going to get where he's in the spotlight. So I'm more invested in like, oh shit, like is he gonna be able to find a cure? I know he won't, right? Because we see Hulk later on, but I was more invested in like that journey and how he comes to the conclusion of like, well, I can't get rid of the Hulk. He can't cure him or whatever the fuck. So like I was more invested in him that I guess everybody else didn't really stand out, or at least not her, in my opinion.
Oh no, yeah.
But I think I also didn't really pay attention much to Betty Ross because since I knew she never comes back, like she never returns, like I just kind of like put her in the background. Whereas I was focusing on more of the major characters like Thunderbolt Ross and Abomination and like the guy that he's talking to on the computer, Mr. Blue and shit. Oh like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
Which we'll get to who that is later because I don't know if do you know who that guy is?
Nah, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll get to it later, but.
Because I know, okay, yeah, because something happens at the end, and it's kind of like, okay, this happened, now what?
Yes, and I'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I have answers.
But I mean, with that being said, I mean, okay, Hav, let's kind of start this off, right? Because there are some moments where I think while I was watching this, and Marvin was my brother, he was kind of confused.
Okay.
So as the movie is starting, guys, it opens up with the credits, right? Like it's opening up with the credits, but it also in the background. It's basically showing you what the fuck is happening, essentially, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I like that because it like does like the Spider-Man Homecoming thing. It's like this is not an origin story.
Oh yeah, yes.
We're gonna go right into Bruce Banner already being the Hulk.
Exactly.
But like, in order to catch you guys up as to what happened while the opening credits are going, we're just gonna include the scenes of how he got exposed to the Gamma, how he became the Hulk. Like,
exactly.
I like that they did that because it catches the audience.
While the opening credits
in like
was
2
happening.
minutes, bro. Like 2 minute crash course. You find out what happens.
It's funny because you say that because my brother was kind of confused.
Okay.
So while we were watching it, bro. I don't know what the hell was going on. Right, we're watching it. It clearly shows what's happening. Right, it shows Thunderbolt Ross. It shows that Bruce Banner is like put into this like machine thing, this whole radiation. Right, we see that Betty was injured and that she was in the hospital. He and Bruce obviously with these powers, like I got to dip. He ends up leaving. Right, we see all these different things, and then we get to the movie. He's in this. Where the fuck is he, bro?
So he's in Rio.
Okay.
In Brazil.
He's working
Brazil. In like a bottle factory where they fill it up with soda and shit.
Exactly. So he's there hiding out, right?
Yeah, he's
hiding out from Thunderbolt Ross and everything. And so at this moment, I guess before we get to the part with my brother, right? He's there working at this, normal, factory bottle thing. They call him Gringo and shit. And we first get a glimpse of he cuts himself on the job. Remember that? And then the blood starts dripping. He's like, "Oh, stop!" Right? We stop. He starts cleaning everything, and because obviously, guys, if the Hulk's blood is in your bloodstream, you get his powers.
Yes.
Right. So he's trying to prevent that. Oh shit, we got to clean that, but he misses that one. Bottle. Clearly, you can see the blood on that bitch, right? You could clearly see the blood on the bottle, and it's like, oh shit, what's like, right? And so at this part, this is when my brother was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Why are you tripping?" Right? I'm like, "What do you mean, bro?" He's like, "Cause if his blood what's that word?
Forms you?
No, if that blood transfuses.
Oh,
is that the word? I don't even know, man. If it gets into your bloodstream or whatever, you could get his powers, and that's obviously no bueno, right? He's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "He's already Hulk in here," and I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, bro. What do you mean?" He's like, "Do you not just see the whole intro with the shit?" He's like, "Oh, I guess I missed it." He's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Because I was like, "Why?" I thought we're gonna get that origin story. I thought we're gonna see him become the Hulk.
Right.
He's like, "No, bro. We already got that bitch. Like in 2 minutes." You know what I mean? We already got that. He's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Because he was confused. I was like, why is he freaking out about the blood and stuff? He's like, at first he thought,
and also if he wasn't the Hulk, that's just unsanitary.
No, exactly. No, I was about to say that's what he was thinking, right? But when I mentioned, oh no, it's because of his blood, that's where he's like, oh, what the fuck? He's already the Hulk, whatever. So yeah, that happens, and obviously that bottle with the blood ends up going to somewhere else that we'll get to. And this is another funny conversation that my brother and I were having, because later on, right, skip a little bit forward, we find out that it wasn't it Stan Lee? Stan Lee makes a cameo and he drinks it and then he just dies or something.
No,
what happened to him?
He just like he just like has like a rush.
This bitch got a kick.
That's literally it.
This bitch got a kick, right? And
then we never see what happens, bro.
No, it actually it does progress a story further, and I'll explain. And I explain why, but this is where the funny conversation that my brother and I were having. We're like, "Oh shit, yo, Stanley go Hulk smash!" Right? We're like, "Oh,
he becomes Grey Hulk
for real." Oh, for real, he gonna be Hulk, bro. What the fuck? And so my brother and I were like, "Wait a second, he drank that bitch with his blood. Why is he not turning?" We're like, "Wait a second, no, I don't. I think it has to be." I'm like, we're thinking, "Oh no, it's got to be in your bloodstream." But he's like, technically, if you drink it, isn't it in your body, right? And we're like, yeah, that's kind of true. He's like, wait a second, no, because when you get blood transfusions, that's the word. Transfusions. I'm an idiot. Right? When you get blood transfusions, right? They put it in your bloodstream. You don't drink that, bitch.
Right.
Right? And then my brother was like, maybe when you drink it, the acid burns it up and whatever. Right? So we're coming up with ideas. We're like, yo, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, no, man. No. So I said, no, bro, because when you get blood transfusions, they got to put it in your blood.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, true, but like, let's be real. Like, nobody's like, they got to do it that way because what if nobody trying to, drink blood? So we're having this conversation. We're like, no, scientifically, it doesn't make sense. It's it has to be in your bloodstream. I'm pretty sure if you drink it, you're fine, right? So that's the only explanation I could think of, right? That Stanley didn't Hulk out, bro.
It's because they explained that they were like there was an incident in the United States. They named the state and the city. They said in a retirement home, an old man drank a soda that's like blah blah blah, and he had gamma radiation poisoning. It's like alcohol poisoning or food poisoning. He just got sick.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean by it progresses the story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like they do explain like it still fucks you up. He said it'll just burn it, bro, in my stomach.
No, but we thought it's like, if you consume that blood, would you become infected in a way, right? And would he become the Hulk? Type shit. But whatever, man. It's a whole stupid conversation, right? But it kind of progresses the story because obviously Bruce Banner, he's hiding out in Rio, trying to trying to lay low, trying to stay away from Thunderbolt Ross. But because of that incident with the whole Stan Lee situation and the whole gamma radiation, Thunderbolt Ross was like, where did that bottle come from? It came from Rio, whatever. We got to go there. And that's how
he puts it together like an elite team.
An elite team trying to go there, right?
And in that elite team is a bunch of unnamed meaningless soldiers, but amongst one of them is a soldier. In the movie, I forgot they describe him to be like a top soldier guy, like a top military bro, whatever the fuck. And you find out that it's Emil Blonsky. And Emil Blonsky plays a huge part in this movie as playing one of the antagonists in the movie, alongside Thunderbolt Ross. So Thunderbolt Ross gets his crew of military guys, along with Emil Blonsky, and they all fly out to Rio. They're like, we got us a monster to catch. Ghostbusters.
We got a monster to catch. So yeah, we're already into the Hulk realm, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We see how he in the very the beginning credits. We see how he transformed, right? We see that he's in Rio and stuff. And so I guess since we're speaking of the Hulk, I guess this is a perfect time to give you guys a super synopsis on the Incredible Hulk, his comic book origin, and if you guys don't know, right? So yeah, here you guys go. Here's a super synopsis on the Hulk. Bruce Banner, or the Hulk, was a U.S. military scientist under General Thunderbolt Ross while preparing to test detonate their newly designed gamma bomb. Just before the countdown, he noticed a teenager named Rick Jones had driven on the test range. Bruce immediately notifies his team member to delay the countdown until he could get the boy to safety. However, his team member named Igor, a Russian spy, never stopped the countdown, hoping Bruce would die from the blast. The bomb goes off and Bruce is exposed to the full force of the gamma rays. Somehow, Bruce survives the blast and is taken back to the military hospital for observation. He then wakes up confused and certain that death is inevitable from being exposed to such radiation. But as the sun went down, Bruce transformed into the Hulk and escaped the base. Later on, he uses a gamma ray machine he built with Rick Jones to cure himself, but it leaves him weak and feeble. He makes tweaks to the machine and regains the Hulk's strength while retaining Bruce's mind. The overuse of the machine causes the Hulk to become an uncontrollable monster. Later on, in Tales to Astonish issue 60, we learn that stress and emotion state are what trigger Bruce to turn into the Hulk and vice versa. Alright guys, we are back. That is the super synopsis on the Incredible Hulk. And so yeah, if you guys don't know who he was from or how his origins played out in the comics, there you guys go. But yeah, so Thunderbolt Ross, he sends out this team, and I guess we already gave that synopsis, right? With fucking Hulk.
Yeah.
Do you think we should give a synopsis on Thunderbolt Ross of who he is now? Or?
Definitely now,
guys.
Because from here on out, he's in the rest of the movie.
Exactly, guys.
He's a big problem.
So you're getting a back-to-back super synopsis. Here is Thunderbolt Ross, right, in the comic world, right, guys? So here you guys go. Here's a super synopsis on Thunderbolt Ross. Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross, a U.S. Air Force general with a passion for military history, served in World War II as a captain and was nicknamed Thunderbolt by his troops. He eventually became a major by the end of his service. Ross first became aware of Bruce Banner after an attempted bombing incident at Science High School. Impressed by Banner's sophisticated bomb, Ross voluntarily invests in his education to become a weapon designer and work for the military. He meets Banner at a desert government base, where he's assigned to oversee the construction and testing of the military's newest nuclear weapon, the Gamma Bomb. Ross is resentful that Banner is appointed as a supervisor on the project, as he fails to live up to Ross's true vision of manhood. His daughter, Betty Ross, takes a liking to Banner, causing Ross's dislike for him to grow bigger. The initial test of the Gamma Bomb gave Banner his Hulk powers. Ross suspects that Banner is the Hulk himself, leading to the Pentagon assigning Ross as the head of Operation Hulk, a government project to find, kill, or capture the Green Menace. Ross spends years trying to take down Banner, crossing moral lines and allying himself with the leader, MODOK, and the Abomination to defeat Banner once and for all. All right, guys, that is the super synopsis on Thunderbolt Ross, man. And so now, right, we are, I know you mentioned Emil Blonsky. We're going to do his super synopsis later on.
For reasons that we want to keep you on suspense
exactly, guys. Come on now, girl. But if you've seen the movie, then come on. You already
is. Yeah,
you already know. But listen, okay, so now, Thunderbolt Ross, man, we going to Rio. We finna get that motherfucker.
Yeah, Fast
right?
and Furious shit.
Yeah, right. And so surprisingly, this is like pretty early on in the movie, bro. And it's like, I kind of like that because I'm, oh shit, okay, we're moving pretty quick. There's more action and shit. So they get there.
I think it's cool that the movie was smart enough to know, let's not have a boring introduction.
Yeah,
let's just get right into like some action shit. We'll get some little setup. He's doing yoga meditations, breathing meditations. He's working at a factory. But like, let's not take too long for the guys to just come and start fucking shit up. So I like that the movie did that. You're
exactly.
Right.
Actually, now I don't want to jump ahead, bro. But is this after him? Because he's trying to find a cure. Remember? Is this after or before when Thunderbolt comes?
It's around there. I can't remember, but it's around there that he.
I think it's before.
Okay.
I think it's before because as he's in Rio, guys, he obviously is trying to lay low, but he's also trying to find a cure
to his Hulk problems.
To his Hulk problems. And we find out that he's out here talking to some mysterious guy, codename Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
And then Bruce's name is Mr. Green, right?
Exactly.
And they're going back and forth, and I'm assuming he's another scientist, right? And that knows Bruce's secret, but obviously they never met in person, and they're just trying to, I guess, virtually, right? Trying to figure out a cure together.
Exactly.
And we have a scene where he gets like this plant or some shit, remember that? He gets his plant, he starts doing his research, he's like, no, yeah, it failed. Mr. Blue is like, how many did you use? I used all of it, man.
Yeah.
And so we get that whole spiel in the very beginning. So he's trying to find a cure, right? He's trying to find a cure.
And in doing so, in their conversations back and forth, we find out that Bruce Banner has been sending samples of his own blood over to him.
Exactly.
So that he could run tests and find a way to try to reverse engineer the gamma radiation in his bloodstream. Which sounds cool and all, but that whole thing with his blood plays a big factor later on in the movie. We'll get there in the third act.
And when that happened, bro, my brother and I were like, man, I ain't trusting that. Like, why am I going to send my blood to some random person I never met? And who knows, maybe they it's a trick or some shit. Like if they know my powers, then I don't know, I wouldn't be able to trust them, right?
Right.
So anyways, we get that whole spiel, right? And then that's where I think
Thunderbolt Ross and his troops
exactly, man.
Come
and we get this whole fucking
scene
scene, man.
It's like it's like a straight up. It's a Fast 5. It's the 5th movie of Fast and Furious when they're in Rio. Literally, we just get a chase sequence where they're jumping rooftops and he's like avoiding the troops and shit. Exactly. That was really cool. And so we get a little chase sequence, and he ends up right back into the bottle factory that he works at, and that's where he basically gets cornered. But then he gets caught by those fucking asshole guys that work with him, the one that were talking shit, because they were harassing the woman earlier.
Yeah, typical. That was typical. Like you've seen that. We've seen that in Spider-Man, right? We see like it was kind of funny. And also real quick before we get into it, so we're in the factory, right? Before we get into that, there are some scenes that like it's all right. Like that's how you know it's kind of old and it's kind of funny. Is when as Bruce was running away, he's like in the middle of the street of Rio, right? Thunderbolt is there in a van, right? Bruce is standing there, and it's like he's just standing in the road, and then Thunderbolt is like parked, like his van is right there, parks right there. Motherfucker just gets out. He gets out of the van. I don't know if you remember the scene. He gets out of the van and just stares at him. And then Bruce stares at him back and he runs off. And then Thunderbolt gets in the van. He's like, let's go. Like it's kind of like cinematic moments. Like, oh shit. Like, face to face. Yeah, face to face. But to me and my brother were like, why'd he get out? Like, why'd he get out just to stare at him? And then watch him leave and then get back in. All right, y'all, let's book it. Like, I gotta run it back. It's just one of those scenes that want to make it dramatic, but you know it's just kind of like, you didn't really gotta do all that. Yeah, right. You know, like, oh my God, dude. Once we get to this scene, there's another scene that Marvin and I were like, what happened? Oh shit! And I want to know if you noticed, bro. This is so crazy, bro. Okay. But there's so many scenes like this. Okay, I gotta write this down, or I'm gonna forget, bro. Okay, I'm gonna forget. Okay, but take it away, Hav. We're back. Yeah, we're in the bottle factory.
So we're in the bottle factory, and he gets cut off by those guys, and like they start cornering him, and they start fucking his shit up, and he's like, "Don't stop! Like you're making me angry." His heart monitor's going up, and eventually it passes 200 beats per minute, and then you start to see him transform. And this is the first time that we see the Hulk transform. Fun fact. In the entire MCU. This is the big scene. This is the one where he turns into the Hulk, and then that's when he starts fucking up those asshole guys. And then you see Emil Blonsky, he has like a fucking sniper, and he's ready to kill Bruce Banner. Then he sees the Hulk come out of nowhere, and he's like, what the fuck is that? And so everyone just starts shooting at him like crazy, but he wrecks shit up, and he's like fucking everybody up and all this bullshit. And then he finally comes face to face with Emil Blonsky, and I think Hulk manages to get away, or I think Blonsky missed his shot.
He fucking the Hulk throws a forklift at him, bro.
Yes,
and he like dodges it like Uncharted, like oh shit, right? Some Uncharted shit. And then he just walks away. He like spares him, I guess. Like the Hulk just walks away, and they're like, and he goes back to Thunderbolt. Like he's like, man, mission failed, man. Whatever. That motherfucker threw a forklift at me, man. Like we almost had him, but like something got in the way. Because at this point they didn't know that it was him. Yeah, they just thought it was some random.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like something got in the way of us and Banner.
Exactly.
That's when Thunderbolt was like, that was Banner, and he's like,
oh shit.
And I think it's kind of funny because realistically, I like this scene because it's realistic. And he's like, there's something in between us and Banner. That was Banner, and he has the same reaction that we would have. Where it's like, you didn't. So you're like, what's up? You failed to mention that when you recruited me, bitch. You could have told me that he has a little side effect where he becomes fucking Hulk. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah.
And then that's when we get a scene later on where he's having a conversation with Thunderbolt Ross, and he basically says Thunderbolt Ross is basically catching him up as to how he became the Hulk.
Exactly.
And they were like, oh, it was like a gamma radiation bullshit. Like, you know,
they do a good job.
They do it, yeah.
Especially for my brother, right? If you missed it in the beginning,
right.
They kind of give like a good explanation. So what happened?
What happens is that Thunderbolt Ross is explaining to Emil Blonsky. I thought this was pretty cool, and I actually forgot all about this until I saw the movie. Is that he's explaining that he was exposed to gamma radiation.
Yeah.
And you find out that he was exposed to gamma radiation in a laboratory science project that was derived from something that was supposed to help him, the military guys out in combat and all this bullshit. And then that's when Emil Blonsky was like, I heard about that, the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
And it's like a derived variation of the super soldier serum. And it's cool because that's the first Captain America Easter egg that we get in the MCU. Well, no, actually, I take that back. It's the second. The first one is in Iron Man 1. There's a scene where you vaguely see his shield in the background. But this is the second time where it's referenced, which only further implies that we were going to see a Captain America movie soon in this universe. This is also after Iron Man 1, where we see the post-credit scene of Nick Fury, and he says he wants to talk to Iron Man about the Avengers Initiative.
Oh, yes.
And that's where he basically teases, oh, shit, the Avengers. No way. Is that actually real? Is that going to be a thing, a movie? So them name-dropping super soldier serum and all this other shit, like, only further kind of implies of this universe that they wanted to establish. But my thing is, I like these early days of the MCU, like phase 1, where it's just like little name drops that is what set up the universe, not having a whole ass character show up and just be there for one scene. Like my biggest example is like the Marvels. Like the Marvels, when they saved the people for the Skrulls, I think it was, from that planet that was in destruction. You see Valkyrie from the Thor movies come in briefly, and she has like a little flirty scene with Captain Marvel, so I'm assuming they're going to make that into a relationship or whatever. And then she goes and takes the Skrulls over to New Asgard, where she's king or whatever she prefers the title. But it's one of those things where it's like MCU nowadays would just have a character that you've seen before show up and be like, oh shit, as a reminder, hey y'all, this is all in the same universe. Whereas back then in these early days, it's just little name drops, little things that hints. You pick up and you're like, whoa. Like, oh shit, is that Captain America's shield in the background? Cool. Oh shit, he just said super soldier serum. Oh shit, the end credit scene, you know what? Like,
the end credit scene, my brother was kind of hyped, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I liked when it was the early days of the MCU where like little name drops. It was the thing that like set shit up. And I feel like it wasn't until I want to say phase 4 is when they started kind of like doubling down on like, we want to show these people that all these movies take place in the same universe, but by having the actors come in to play a character for a scene that only lasts like 30 seconds. Like that whole shit where Valkyrie pulls up to the Marvels. Like, you could have taken that scene out entirely or whatever. Like, it would have made a difference. So, I just, it was something I wanted to mention. I just really like how in the early MCU, like, little name drops was what got you hype. Because I feel like name drops is what got you hype. Like, when he's like, oh, it's derived from a super soldier serum. You're like, oh, that gets you hype. But I remember watching the Marvels, and, like, when you see Valkyrie, you're just kind of like,
oh, cool.
You're just kind of like, whatever. Because sometimes even the most subtle things can be the most hype, in my opinion. Yeah. So, I think it's cool that in this version of like Hulk, the project that like gave him the gamma radiation derived from from them trying to alter the super soldier serum that made Steve Jobs Captain America. Yeah. They wanted to alter it to like, I guess, better improve military or whatever, but it went wrong or something. I forgot how he worded it, but I know that that Hulk wouldn't be Hulk without gamma radiation, obviously, like the comics, but also a hint of super soldier serum. So the same serum, it's like one single serum. It's cool. Like, it's one single serum is what made Hulk who he is in the wrong when shit went wrong, and it made Captain America the way he is when things went right. Exactly. I think it's really cool how they like sort of like changed the little accuracy, like the source material like that, to kind of like link more shit together. I thought that was pretty cool. But in this conversation, Emil Blonsky's like, "Hey man, listen, if you think I'm gonna take down that Green Menace, you got me fucked up, bro. So you're gonna have to hook me up with some of that." Yeah, man. And that's when they inject him a little bit with that super soldier serum. Yeah. And then you see like when he's on battle, he's running faster than everybody else, and he's got all this agility and shit. So Thunderbolt agrees. He's like, "Well, yeah, man. I mean, you're already our top guy, and we can't face that guy alone." So he gives him just a bit, because I think he even says like, I can only give you a small dose. He's like, that's fine, that's all I need. And they give him that small dose, and he fucking goes out there. And then at this point, I want to remind myself where we're at now.
At this point, we get that like huge, like first huge fight scene. But before we get into that, let's talk about. I'm pretty sure after this, Bruce is out like in the city trying to find a place to stay. He's trying to contact Mr. Blue. Yes. And he what's it called? He reunites with someone. I forgot his name, but like I guess an old friend of his. And he's trying to avoid obviously his love interest Betty, right? And we get that whole
at the pizzeria.
At the pizzeria, remember?
Yeah, because I think he goes out to meet with Mr. Blue. Oh no! I remember. He went back to home. He went back to the States.
Yeah.
Because he had to gather personal data of himself.
Oh, yes,
so
yes,
they
yes.
could give that to Mr. Blue for him to, because he's like, I mean, if you send me a sample of your blood, I can try to find a cure, but I need more personal data. Like, I need more details about you and stuff like that. Like, where are your records? He's like, oh, I gotta go home. That's why he goes back there and he tries to get all the data and the files that were on him secretly while trying to avoid Betty Ross. And this is where, he gets past the security guard and everything, and he just gets through. Then he finds all the files are gone.
Oh, yes.
And that's where he had to pull out the laptop, and he's like, hey, man, it's all gone. Like, all that shit's done for. And he's like, well, without it, I can't help you, dog. I'm sorry. And so he's like, he then realizes, okay, if he needs my personal data, the only thing we have to do is go out and I have to go find Mr. Blue himself and meet up with him to really further the plot. Further the plot. But before he does that, we're back at the pizzeria.
Oh, before we get to pizzeria.
Oh.
Right? Because before we get to pizzeria, where is he, at a campus or some shit, a hospital? Because he's like stalking.
It looks like to be like a science facility, man.
Yeah,
it looked like a university, but I know, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
These people are all 30s.
Yeah,
They're not students.
So he's out there lurking a bit, and he sees Betty.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, dang. It's one of those moments in the character's like, dang, I haven't seen this person in years.
And again, scenes like this is what makes me, like, feel for Bruce. Like,
fuck yeah, dude.
bro.
Hell yeah.
It was his first love, his girl at the time, and, like, he's not with her anymore. They do the Spider-Man 2 thing to Toby where he sees her with another man.
That's what I want to mention, that we see Betty, like, sitting on a bench and shit. She meets some other guy. And this is where my brother we're like, nah, man, it's a wraps. Like, I'm hulking out right then and there. I'm hulking out right then and there, Hav. I can't do it.
Nah, man.
How did that motherfucker keep his cool, bro? I couldn't, man. I'm hulking out right there.
That's funny as shit.
Nobody happy, bro. Fuck it, all this. I'm hulking out, man. If I see my girl with some other dude, man, I'm hulking out right there. Everybody dead, bro. But that's what, no, yeah. So we see that and we kind of feel for Bruce. We're like, oh man,
which
dude.
Again only furthers my disappointment.
Dude,
of
yeah.
how I'm like, dude, I hate that, like, we didn't get more solo movies and more scenes like this with Hulk. Dude.
And I'm glad you say this because if you guys don't know, guys, when we do these super reviews, I go ahead and try to get questions from you guys, right? The listeners, the supporters. And I'm glad you say this because I believe one of the questions that we got for the end of the show actually touches on that. And actually, we could have expand more on that stuff. So it should be fun. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to listen to the questions and stay tuned, just stick till the end of the episode. And yeah, it'll be fun. We have a fun we have a bunch of questions. It should be fun. Bet. But okay, yeah. So after that, that's where he's like, man, it's a wraps, man. Fuck this, and he leaves. He's a better man than me, right? He leaves, right? And that's where we get to the pizzeria situation where he reunites with an old friend, I believe, right? And I forgot. He just needed somewhere to crash.
Yeah, he just needed someplace to stay. Till he goes and finds. He was just staying there to get his data. Then he realized the data was gone. He's like, well, now I got to go find Mr. Blue. I got to go track him down and see what's up. But then that's when we see Betty and her new man come into the pizzeria, and Bruce doesn't know, but the guy, the owner, he's like,
oh shit.
Fuck. Oh no, sorry guys, we're closed. He's like, oh come on, like you can't hook us up with a few slices, you know? Yeah. And he's like, oh, like all right, fine, but like just for a little bit. And that's when Bruce is like, he's trying to look for his friend. He's like, hey man, where you at? And he opens the back door. I like this. I like just little camera shots like this. I don't know, like me, I like when movies do the little camera shot like thing, like where Bruce is like, where is he? And he goes through the back, or through the front, I mean, and he opens the door, and then you see like that glimpse where Betty sees him, and she's like, what? And then Betty's new man, which I don't know his name.
I forgot his name.
He moves his head back and covers the door where Bruce is standing for a little bit, and then when he moves forward, the door's closed, and it's like moving a little bit.
Yeah, like swaying.
And I just like little camera shots like that because it's like, whoa, what the fuck, right? Yeah. And she
where'd he go?
Yeah, it's like, what the fucking Houdini out of this bitch?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, are you sure he's not Nightcrawler?
Oh man. Yeah, right. Dude, that'd be cool though.
Oh my god, dude! I hope to see Nightcrawler in X-Men, bro, soon.
Sick.
But she runs out and tries to look for him, but he's hiding. He's hiding behind the dumpster, and he's like, I can't have her see me. And so she runs out to go looking for him. He's like, no, you don't understand. Like I saw him. He was real. And then he goes back and talks to the owner of the pizzeria. He's like, that was him, wasn't it? He's like, like he didn't want me to tell you. Blah blah blah. He was just trying to lay low. And he's like, I gotta go find him. Yeah. And so that starts that base. Do you remember what happens afterwards? Like, how do they end up? Seeing each other?
So this is the other part where it's kind of funny because there are moments, bro, where like, whoa, what the fuck? How did that happen, right? But before we get to that, there's another part where it's kind of like a bit cheesy. Remember that scene where she goes out of the pizzeria and she's like looking around.
Yeah.
Right, and then the camera just pans out, and it's Bruce under like behind the
dumpster.
dumpster. That to me, I'm like, dude, that's so like 2000. Like I've seen this so many times. It's kind of cheesy, right? And so here's the thing. So I'm glad you say it. Do you remember how they meet, bro? Right after that scene, we get a scene of Bruce just walking on the street, and we see a car pulls up behind him, and we're like, oh shit, it's her. And he turns around, and then sure enough, it's Betty. And then it starts raining, and then they have a horror like, oh my god, they run towards each other. They embrace each other. That's how that happens right after that scene. And my brother and I were like, how did she find him? You know, like how did he know that he had his hood up, right? How did he know that this was Bruce, right? And the only explanation we thought of, oh, maybe his friend knew where he was going or something and said, hey, he's heading this way. Or maybe she was just driving around or something.
And saw that someone had his hood up and it was suspicious.
Yeah, you know? But like, exactly, that's how that happened, bro. Like, right after that scene.
And I think okay, now I remember. So then he basically catches her up with like, I gotta go find this Mr. Blue guy. He's got to gotta run tests on me to cure me and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, cool, but we gotta go back to the laboratory because she said that there's something over there that could possibly help. I forget what it was. So they all go back to the university.
Oh, shit.
And then we find out that her new man's was a traitor, man, fucking scumbag. He went and tipped off to Thunderbolt Ross. Hey man, I found the guy you're looking for. He's gonna be at the university. And that's when we see the people, the troops and everyone fucking roll up on him and shit because they were in the laboratory. And then when they see fuck, they're here, and like he's like, you know, go get out of here, and she runs out, but he stays back because he's like, I can't risk hurting you or whatever.
Exactly.
And we see all the soldiers pulling up and shit. And I like the scene where he's like in that hallway that's like just mirrored. It's just windows and shit, and they like corner him on either side, and they throw like
smoke bombs,
exactly. And I thought it was like tear gas or something.
Probably is, bro. It's probably.
My thing is like, if it's just smoke, like how does he turn from that?
It's probably it's probably something like that. Because I remember when they started launching those bitches in, he like covered his face.
Gotcha.
Maybe cause it's one of those like bombs that like make you pass out or some shit if you inhale it or something. I don't know.
I got you.
But yeah, he was covering his mouth and shit. But this is like I think the first major Hulk scene,
yes,
man, that we get. We see him fucking shit up. We see more of him.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This scene kind of went hard for me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's fire, bro.
It's fire, and it's also fire because I don't know about you, bro, but when I was very, very little, I used to have the OG Xbox, and there was a video game that I used to play called Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
I remember playing.
Did you ever play that one?
I don't know if it was that one, but did it start off with like the first mission? You're at in a desert or some shit.
Yeah. So you're thinking about the Hulk video game based on the Hulk movie.
Okay, yeah, I played that one.
That one is also fire, but I'm talking about this other one. This was like a comic book
oh shit!
Hulk. So what you're talking about? So there was another Hulk movie, guys, before this one. There was another
yes.
There was another solo Hulk movie that came out, I believe, in 2004 or 5. And it was directed by Ang Lee, and it had Eric Bana as Bruce Banner / the Hulk. And they made a video game tie-in because back then in the 2000s, it was very common to just put out a Marvel movie or whatever, and then just have a video game that ties into it, right? Toby Spider-Man on the OG Xbox, the X-Men's, all that shit, right? So one of those that's the game that you're talking about. I'm talking about a game called Hulk Ultimate Destruction or something like that. And it was it was Hulk that wasn't based off of the movies. It was just a comic book Hulk. And it was a free roam, open world video game where you get to play as the Hulk and just basically do whatever the fuck you wanted. There was a story mode, but you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted. Like you can actually like run up walls like Spider-Man, or you could just like crawl on them.
That's cool.
Just because he would just grab a handful of like wall or bricks, and that's how he would crawl. He would like do the super jump shit, and then when you would go up against enemies, there's all these different moves that you can do, but you could also use your environment to help you. I think you could grab like lampposts and swing them against the enemies, and then you could also take a car, and this Hulk would rip the car in half and put him on his hands like boxing gloves and use that and shit.
Okay.
Dude, that game was so fucking fun. And funny enough, speaking of tie-in games, here's a fun fact. The MCU Incredible Hulk movie spawned a tie-in game that came out on the PS3 and the 360. Get this, right? If you watch the gameplay for that game, you're like, what the fuck, bro? This shit look familiar. And the reason is because the developers literally just took the exact same gameplay mechanics of Hulk Ultimate Destruction and just put it into this Hulk game. So all the moves and all the bullshit you could do in that other Hulk game, you were doing here, which is not a surprise why that game got favorable reviews because the gameplay was the same as that other fire ass Hulk game that came out years ago. So I thought that was crazy. But the cool thing about this first big Hulk scene in the movie is that it reminds me of the gameplay for Ultimate Destruction, because you see him like ripping tanks apart and like he's throwing all this shit like when he's actually hulking out, like,
and he does the double shield thing as well.
That's what I'm saying, because when we see Hulk in the future, like in Avengers and all this other stuff, he's just hulking out, like he's just Hulk smashing, like breaking shit. But here's the one where he actually like is using like what he's like the whole shield thing, or using like he's throwing tanks, like he's actually using his environment. Because in the other Hulk movies, he literally just destroys shit with his own hands or fights or whatever, right? But this is the first time I ever see him actually use his environment, and like it's cool because I'm so used to watching the Hulk just Hulk smash and Hulk out on his own with his bare hands. So when I was playing that video game as a kid, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Hulk using his environment to his advantage, like ripping a car in half. And
like he's more like intelligent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like
he's actually like thinking and like, oh yeah, I could do this and that. Rather in future Hulk instances, right? He's just hulking out, man. He's just throwing shit.
Exactly.
He's just jumping and shit.
So for me, I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept. Like, why wouldn't the Hulk use a ripped up car in half as boxing gloves? Like, that sounds cool. But I never grew up watching that in the movie. So watching this scene, I'm like, that's cool that they're actually like doing that and stuff like that. But that first Hulk scene, I actually really liked it.
I did too.
I really enjoyed it. It was very entertaining, and then we finally get to the very end where you see Emil Blonsky, like he's trying to go after him. He's got the super soldier serum and shit, and then I think he runs out of bullets at one point. And
Dude, this part was funny, man. Dude, this part was funny. Marvin and I were like laughing. We're like, yo, no way,
yeah,
bro.
Dude, he just starts like face to face with him, and he's like, he's talking all this shit.
Dude, he literally says he's like standing right like in front of the Hulk, and he's like, oh shit. He's like, is that all you got? Right, and then all you just see is him get launched, bro. He gets kicked and he gets launched
into a fucking tree.
To a tree, bro.
Yes, dude.
Oh man, that was brutal, man.
Dude, when I was a kid watching that, I was like, oh, he's dead.
I thought so too, bro.
It's fucking
like,
rats. But then, like later on, you see that the super soldier, like the shit that's in him, is helping him like fast heal, like he's fucking Wolverine or some shit. And he's like bones are cracking into place and all this bullshit. And he's fine. He's like, when's the next mission? He's like, oh, what the fuck? I also really like the scene where that big ass explosion happens and Betty Ross is with Hulk and Hulk uses himself as like a shield.
Yeah.
I like scenes like that. I just like when they do that thing where it's like Hulk is known to be a rageful, just mindless monster, but there are scenes where Hulk can be Hulk, not Bruce Banner, just Hulk, but still has a conscience enough to like be protective or to just have intimate moments.
Exactly.
Like later on, he takes Betty Ross and he just runs away, and then we find them in a rainy cliff, like they're hiding under a cave, and there's a scene where like, you know, where like they're just looking at each other, and he's like, do you understand me, and blah blah blah, because this whole movie Bruce Banner's like, the Hulk is like a mindless, it's like a persona of its own, like blah blah blah, but she fights the argument with, no, I think there's still a bit of you in the Hulk, because when you were in Hulk form, your first instinct was to protect me, like you didn't kill me or destroy me or nothing like that. And when I would talk to you and you looked in my eyes, you looked at me with sympathy, like you looked like you calmed down. So I just like scenes that humanize not only Bruce Banner but also the Hulk, because it's so easy to think of him as the typical like rageful monster that just wrecks shit up in his own path. But like he has the conscious enough, like the Bruce Banner still somewhat lives in that mind. Therefore, the Hulk can able to differentiate enemies against people that he loves. So I like scenes like that, and we get a little bit of that in the future Hulk movies, but again, I wish we could have gotten more solo Hulk movies that would have delved the character arcs deeper.
Hell yeah, man.
I think that would have been so fire. I would have taken another Hulk solo movie than a piece of shit Love and Thunder. I'll be real. For Phase 4.
That's facts, bro.
Let's be real. Facts, I would have preferred. I don't care if it's not, obviously now he's recasted and it's Mark Ruffalo. I don't give a fuck, bro. I would have rather taken a Hulk 2 or something than get a fucking Thor Love and Thunder. If that were up to me, bro, I would have undone this shit. If I could go back, bro, I would. If I was in charge, if I could make changes or whatever, I would undo Love and Thunder. In its place, just give us a Hulk movie. But another part of me is kind of like a double-edged sword, because if they're using the same writers and the same tropes that they're doing in the current MCU, would it still live up to the expectations that this Hulk movie had? That's a good question, actually. If a Hulk movie was made today, like a sequel, would the writing and would the grounded environment and aura and the energy of that movie match to the one in '08?
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
No, man.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think that's what sucks
no.
about.
There's no way.
That's what's so tough about the MCU now. It's just like where the state, like where it's just been going. Like there's been a few gems in Phase 4 and 5, but like a lot of it has just been like mediocre, just typical, mainly green screen CGI nonsense that you just don't give a fuck about, bro. Like there's some gems in there, and there are just, and then there's other times where it's good scenes, great scenes in mediocre movies that don't make the movie better. It's still it's still a mid-ass movie, but there's a good scene or two in it that make it cool, right? It just sucks because it's one of those things where it's like, dude, wouldn't it be cool if we got the X-Men in the MCU? Oh shit! Oh, Fantastic Four! Oh shit! To do a Hulk movie, but it's like, if it's the same mentality that the MCU is going, that they have been since 2021, would it still be good? Yeah, that's my thing. And like, I feel like it's been like, dude, I feel like it's been 100 times since I've heard Bob Iger, which is the CEO of Disney, literally say like, oh, you know, due to disappointing box office of our recent Marvel movies, we're gonna do a shift. Do you ever hear about that? You ever hear how he talks about we're gonna prioritize storytelling over blah blah blah, this and that? I feel like he gave this same exact excuse and speech for the last 4 movies where the MCU came out with. If it wasn't the Marvels, it was fucking, what was before Marvels? It was like if it wasn't
Marvels, it was
like if it wasn't the Marvels, it was Shang-Chi. If it wasn't Shang-Chi, it was Eternals. If it wasn't Eternals, it was Love and Thunder. It's like, I feel like I've heard this motherfucker give that same, like, we're gonna take a step back and change our ways. Like
new hierarchy.
Like of Marvel is coming soon, y'all. Don't worry. And it's like, I feel like I've heard you give that same excuse for the last 4 movies, but y'all not doing anything for real. So I don't know, man. But I mean, I hope they change their ways. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I already, like, along with Marvin or your brother. Yeah. I know a lot of people like at work and just like personal people that are also like, I'm done with the MCU, man. But a part of me is like, I don't want to let it go.
I want to. Like, okay, that's a kind of a good question I want to ask, because I think I've answered this before. If it wasn't for the pod, I probably would have been done too, bro.
Really?
Right?
No, I know you've said.
What about you?
So
if it wasn't for the pod,
if it wasn't for the podcast,
would you be done?
No, I would just be extremely, and I put a lot of emphasis on the word extremely. I would be extremely more selective
on the shit you watch.
On the shit that I absolutely. If it were up to me, I would never have gone. If there was no pod, I wouldn't have gone seen the Marvels.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it were up to me, I probably wouldn't have seen Love and Thunder. Because because honestly, bro, I knew Love and Thunder wasn't going to be good. Like, even though the trailers looked cool or whatever, I was like, dude, it's the same guy. It's Taika Waititi. He did Ragnarok, and he made Thor into a goof. Yeah. He made him into a joke. And my worry is that he's going to do the same shit with Thor and Love and Thunder. Sure enough, he literally tripled down on the humor and making Thor into a joke and making him funny, and that's not Thor. So if it were up to me, bro, like if we didn't have the pod, I wouldn't be done with the MCU. I would just be more selective.
No, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, oh, dude, Deadpool 3, I'm there.
Day
one type shit, right? But am I going to watch, like, would I have watched...
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, probably not. I wouldn't. And I think this year we're getting the Agatha show, the bitch from WandaVision.
Yeah, I wouldn't really care for
and
that.
And I heard the synopsis. Ready for this? The synopsis is that it's Agatha, because at the end of WandaVision, Wanda traps her in Westview, in, like, that city that she took over. Remember? She, took over that city. But, like, she took over the city in, like, her own, like, world, like, in her own, like, little dimension or whatever the fuck, like... You know what I mean? In that, like, television world where everything was based off her childhood memories of the TV shows she grew up with. The show of Agatha is Agatha still trapped in that dimension, in that world, and she's trying to solve a murder mystery.
Okay. A murder mystery?
A murder mystery that's happening in Westview, and she's trying to solve it. That sounds fucking boring.
Yeah, man.
I would never watch that.
What is that? This? What does that do to progress, like
the MCU? Yeah. How does it set up Secret Wars or even that? And my thing is, like, I don't want the guy, because I know there's people that are listening to this pod who have listened to HRV, and we've voiced our opinions on the MCU multiple times. And I want to clarify, I'm not asking for the MCU movies to set up Avengers or to set up the next big bad, or that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking for is, if you are going to tell isolated stories, make them interesting and make us give a fuck. Like, I, honest to God, bro, and I'm going to be real, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but my conspiracy theory, my, like, tinfoil hat moment is, I think the only reason why Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, and Disney greenlit an Agatha Harkness TV show was because she was a villain in WandaVision, and I guess people liked her as a villain. I thought she was cool. Whatever. I don't think she earned her own show. But also, she won, I believe it was a Grammy for that song. It was Agatha all along. That song that plays where you find out that
she won a Grammy for that.
She won a Grammy because that song won like best writing or some bullshit.
The fuck?
It's fucking stupid. Yeah. But I think the reason why they greenlit a show is because of the popularity that her character got, and mostly that fucking song.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's crazy. Y'all snub Bo Burnham, but y'all nominate this. That's crazy, girl. So for me, it's just like, I feel like because of the popularity, quote unquote, question mark, that character got is the reason. Like, people like Agatha. Oh, let's just give her own show.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, dude. Like, if you know y'all not gonna do shit, and I get it, in the comics she's a huge villain for the Fantastic Four and blah blah blah. Okay, fine. Then why not save her to be a villain for the Fantastic Four movie? Because I don't know if you heard.
It seems to me she's gonna be like not necessarily a villain, bro.
No.
So that's.
I feel like
I'm getting tired of that stuff, man.
I know, and I feel like the Agatha show, just based on the synopsis, I feel like we're just gonna get another She-Hulk.
Yeah.
It's gonna be another show that does not progress the MCU at all. It's gonna be an isolated story, which is what we want, right? I want isolated stories, but they're not gonna be interesting like She-Hulk. And that's what I mean. And honestly, bro, if it wasn't for the pod, like, I wouldn't watch that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch a lot of these movies or a lot of these shows, mostly the shows. Like Ironheart. I liked her in Black Panther, but
I forgot about that.
What are the chances that show might be good based on the writing recently? Like, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, bro. So for me, no, bro. Like, and I think if the Hulk of a sequel solo movie were to happen today, unfortunately, I have to admit defeat, bro. I don't think it would be as good as
no,
Hulk.
definitely not.
Definitely not, bro.
Definitely not, dude.
And I feel like, and I think we've talked about this, I think, before. I forget which pod it was that we talked about this, but I think it was the casting podcast. I could be wrong, but we talked about how you didn't like Smart Hulk, how he is now, and all this other stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I brought up the question. I go, well, Hector, is it really Smart Hulk? Is that really what you don't like? Is that he's Smart Hulk? Or do you not like that he doesn't Hulk smash and Hulk out like in the previous movies? And I remember you telling me that was the real reason why. You're like, I don't think I would mind that he's Smart Hulk. I don't mind that it's Hulk and he talks and thinks like Bruce Banner. I just wish he would do Hulk shit like we've seen him in the Avengers movies, but he doesn't. Facts. He's just kind of in the background. He doesn't Hulk smash. He's just kind of in his little lab doing his own thing. And I'm like, I agree. That's where I'm at. I like the whole Smart Hulk premise. I just would like for him to actually wreck shit up when Galactus pulls up, and not just have him be a guy in the chair like Ned and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So I don't know, man. For me, I just feel like if there was a Hulk movie now, bro, it would not have as much depth as this movie does, with the scenes with Betty Ross, with the scenes with, Bruce trying to control his anger and doing, all this. Like, I feel like if it other than Avengers 1 and 2, these are the only exceptions. Or let me rephrase: The Incredible Hulk, Avengers 1, and Avengers: Age of Ultron are the only movies that have ever done the character of Hulk justice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that the directors and the filmmakers actually gave a shit about him as the character and actually gave him a character arc. Because if you remember Infinity War, Hulk didn't want to come out because he was too pussy to face Thanos.
Yeah, man.
Then Endgame came out and he was Smart Hulk and he wasn't hulking out, and that just kind of went down from there. I still like those movies, but I'm just like, damn, y'all could have done the Hulk better.
No, they just did him dirty, man.
So I honestly think that these three movies are the ones that actually progress his story arc further, bro. And this is probably the only, and unfortunately, bro, we're gonna have to admit defeat here, Hector. We might have to admit defeat that this movie, The Avengers and Age of Ultron, like the movies I just mentioned, this will probably be the only movies where he will be this carefully thought out, where he'll be this carefully constructed.
No, that's facts, because we just got introduced to his kid. Right.
Yeah, Scar.
And so we're probably gonna focus more on him rather than Hulk, and it's over, man.
Man.
It's done.
I mean, they're very obviously setting up Young Avengers. It's obvious. Like after the end of the Marvels, we saw that they're recruiting. So obviously they're setting up Young Avengers. We'll see, bro. Honestly, now that Kang's not in the picture and Avengers Kang Dynasty is now being renamed Avengers 5 for now, I bet you that's gonna be the Young Avengers movie. They're gonna make that Young Avengers, and Secret Wars will be like the big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My theory, I'm putting it on tape, girl. What you mean?
Put it on tape.
I think Avengers 5 was supposed to be Kang Dynasty. Now Kang's not in the picture. I think they're gonna make that Young Avengers, unless there's another Avengers movie called Young Avengers that was planned for Phase 6. Because remember, for Phase 6, we don't know the movies in Phase 6 other than Fantastic Four, which starts Phase 6.
Yeah.
And it ends with those 2 Avengers movies, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Unless the projects in between those, they're already planning on Young Avengers, in which case, ignore what I said. In that case, whatever. But now the question is, now that Kang's out of the picture, Avengers 5, well, what are they going to do with that? You might as well just make that the Young Avengers movie.
They could, yeah.
You know what I mean? And just kind of fast, because it was supposed to come out a year apart from Secret Wars.
Oh, okay.
Like what Infinity War and Endgame did. Mm-hmm. But if my thing is, if like Avengers 5 is not going to be Kang anymore and you want to make it Young Avengers, release it not a year away from Secret Wars, but maybe 2 or 3. Space them out. That way it doesn't feel like, what if Young Avengers ends up being mid because it's Young Avengers and the kids aren't as cool as the parents, and then you go into Secret Wars and it's fire. I feel like the sort of like sudden switch of a year gap between like something mid to something good or vice versa or whatever wouldn't look good as a business standpoint.
Yeah, that's facts.
So, but unfortunately, man, I think this might be these are the only movies I feel like he's ever going to be this cared for his character and like progressing his arc and shit. Unfortunately, dude.
But yeah, well said, man. Damn, we went on a fucking tangent right there.
I know, bro. My fault.
No, you're good, man. I like doing this shit. But okay, actually, we were talking about that scene. We're still at that first Hulk scene, right? You mentioned him like covering Betty and everything.
The fire, the explosion.
So this is the whole scene where like my brother and I were like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Do you remember when the choppers pulled up and he takes them down? Like I think he jumps or like he throws something at them.
Okay, yeah,
and they just fall. And so, okay, do you remember it was nice and sunny like normal? After that, it starts raining.
Yeah, bro.
It starts pouring, and we're like my brother and I were like, "What the fuck is happening? Why is it?" It was just sunny. Now, as soon as he took down those choppers, it's raining. It's pouring, bro. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
I know, bro.
So there's like these little.
And there's like hella shots of the sky. There's no clouds.
No, nothing, bro. We can run it back, Hop. We can run it back. It's like instant, bro. It's like the choppers are coming in, super sunny. He takes them down, raining, bro.
Yeah,
just
bro.
straight up rain. Like that. The work's just confused. We're like, how did that? Okay, how did that happen? Yeah, so there's a bunch of moments like that in this movie. At least that my brother and I noticed. I wouldn't say necessarily that it would really affect like my enjoyment, but it is kind of funny and it does show you that, you know what, this is like an older type of movie. They don't really care for this type of shit. They just want to continue on with the screenplay, right? But yeah, so that happens. So I'm trying to remember what happens here. Doesn't the Hulk just take Betty?
They go and they hide out.
They under
that cave. That's
under
where
that
like
cave.
this cave. That's where I was talking about how like there are scenes where she tries to talk to him and he doesn't Hulk out because he's even the Hulk's persona. His mind is aware that this is
what I mean. This is what I mean. When she's speaking to him, she sounds the same, bro. Like speaking to him like a child or whatever, and like she sounds like that. Oh no, like it's I don't know, man. Marvin and I, man, we were like, yo, man, all right,
we're over this shit.
Yeah, we're like, all right, man, let's keep it rolling, right? But okay, at this point, I'm pretty sure we're halfway, man. We're a little bit more than halfway with the plot, right? So with that being said, I think this is a perfect time for our next segment, right? Super facts. So yeah, we're gonna get into it right now, guys.
All right, y'all. So we are back, and like I said, this is going to be Super Facts. If you guys are unaware, or if you guys don't remember, or if you're listening for the first time, Super Facts is another segment that we have on the podcast, hosted by me, just like what we did in the first Iron Man movie, which we recommend that you guys go check out. Super Facts will be the segment where I will be breaking down the fun facts behind the movie that you guys may or may not have known, followed up by any Easter eggs that maybe you guys have not picked up while watching the movie, and we'll do it in that order. So I got my Super Facts pulled up here, and we're gonna go through them one by one, starting off with the fun facts, and then we'll do Easter eggs next. Yeah. So I actually like this because when we did Iron Man 1, I was reading fun facts, and there was a bunch of shit that you didn't know, and a lot of your reactions were like, you're like, fuck no type shit. So I'm excited to see how you react to these, or if there are some things that you knew or didn't know. Okay, so the first fun fact that I have on here is that do you remember back in the 90s when Marvel was going into bankruptcy? And so their big money move to make more money was by selling the film rights of their characters away. Yeah. So they actually sold the film rights of the Hulk. They sold it to Universal Pictures. Those guys. Making The Incredible Hulk 2008 was the movie that was able to bring the Hulk back to Marvel.
Really?
Yes. Now
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like that weird contract bullshit where it's like with Spider-Man. Marvel doesn't have the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They're just sharing them with Sony.
Okay.
They're doing the same thing with Hulk. They don't have the rights completely back, but they are sharing it with Universal Pictures for some reason. And that's why, I guess, legally or technically, they cannot make another solo Hulk movie.
Wow.
That's why, because Universal Pictures would not allow it, because if they're sharing the rights, they get a say, and they don't want that shit.
Wow. Bro.
So this was the only Hulk solo movie that we got. This one, the 08, but this is also the movie that was able to bring the Hulk back to Marvel Studios.
Oh, wow.
Because originally they were straight up Universal.
Straight up Universal.
That was just them. Exactly. That was back when they sold Spider-Man to Sony, X-Men and Fantastic Four to 20th Century Fox. They sold the Hulk to Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So
that's okay. Ready? I have actually a question about that. Right.
Okay.
Because a lot of people say, "Oh man, Marvel took an L selling Spider-Man, selling all these different characters." Right. But I kind of argue I guess my question would be, do you think that these characters would be as popular as they are right now if they did not sell them to these different companies and shit?
That's interesting. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know.
Because to me, I guess my argument would be probably not, because the reason why I guess these characters became so mainstream was because of the movies.
Sure.
Because of Spider-Man, right? The movies. And Marvel, since they were going bankrupt, they didn't have funds to make a good Spider-Man movie. So they had to sell it to Sony. They had funds, and Sony actually made the Spider-Man movie.
And back then, there was no such thing as a Marvel Studios. There was no film company called Marvel Studios. This was just Marvel, the comic book company.
Yeah.
Marvel Comics
Exactly.
was sold the rights, not film studios.
Exactly. And because of the movies, I argue they became popular in the mainstream.
Exactly, because if it was all coming from them, like how would they? You're right. How would they find the funds to make a Spider-Man movie?
Exactly.
So I think by them selling the characters away to those properties, we were able to get an early 2000s filled fucking superhero genre, dude. We got the first, like from 2000, from the year 2000 to like 2007, we had 3 X-Men movies, 3 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, 2 Fantastic Four movies, and a Hulk movie. Like, if not for selling the rights, I think like those first 7 years of the 2000s, like right after New Year, right? Like, oh shit, Y2K bullshit. After that, bro, 7 years of just superhero shit, and they were all, a lot of them were fire, a lot of them kind of were okay, but I do agree. I think you're right, because like, if it was just Marvel Comics, like they're not a film studio.
Yeah.
And another thing is that because they're not a film studio, well, they're just gonna have to go and find a film studio to help them fund a movie to begin with. So I think by them selling the rights, I mean, technically they just did all that work for them.
Yeah. So like, it's kind of like how to explain this? Like, sure, you could think of it as an L, but it's kind of a W overall for us fans, and kind of a W for Marvel too, because of the mainstream popularity, more people can get into comics, right, and buy Marvel comics and everything like that.
My thing is like, do you know why people say that it's in hell?
Well, because obviously they missed out on a bag with Spider-Man, because they're not getting all of the revenue and shit, and they can't necessarily they don't have freedom with Spider-Man to what they could do with him and shit.
That's true. I will give you that. I was going to say that the reason why I think people are saying that Marvel took an L with what's it called? Them selling the rights was because when they wanted to make a Marvel Cinematic Universe, they couldn't introduce the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and Spider-Man early on like they did with like Phase 1 and shit.
Exactly.
So I think like that's why a lot of people are saying that. But again, like what you're saying is if you take a step back and you see the larger picture, you're right. It is kind of a W, because without them selling the rights, we wouldn't get the mainstream popularity with the heroes that we have today.
And the fire movies, man. Tobey Maguire movies.
Toby. I can't wait till we review those movies, bro.
Oh my god.
Did you hear?
It's gonna be 4 hours long.
I know, bro. It's a wrap for you. It's a wrap for you, girl. It is what it is. So sad for you. Did you hear that they're releasing the Spider-Man movies?
Are they?
I heard. I don't know if it's
in
true.
Theaters?
In theaters.
Really?
All of Toby's, all Andrew's, and all of Tom's.
Oh shit.
Every single weekend starting in April. I guess there was a leaked Cinemark release schedule that got leaked or whatever that showed that they would be re-releasing the movies in theaters.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I don't know if it's just Cinemark locations, in which case, fuck that. I'm an AMC girl.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, hey, man, dude, imagine.
I'll low-key be down to watch the first two or the first three.
Being able to watch the Tobey movies again in theaters. Like, I was that fucking kid, bro, when I saw those movies. I barely remember it. Dude, to have the opportunity to see it again in theaters.
That'd be cool, man. Shit, that'd be fire. And I guess when we do, we could also make the review on them. Fuck it. Whenever we watch them.
Oh, is that what?
I'd be down.
You'd be down? Because the thing is, bro, is that it's going to be every weekend.
Well, I'm just down for Tobey's.
Okay. All right, for sure. That's cool.
I'm down for Tobey's.
For sure.
Because with Tom Holland, I already seen him in theaters and shit. I already experienced that, man.
Yeah, dude.
The only one I experienced as a kid was Spider-Man 3. The other ones I didn't go. I remember vividly, man. My dad took me and my sister, my older sister, to go see Spider-Man 3, bro. I'm like, yo, this shit lit.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, this shit lit.
I remember that shit too.
With popcorn. But anyways, enough of these tangents, man. Let's get back into it, man.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Hob. Tell me some crazy shit, man.
Shit, bro. Okay.
Let's see what's going on, man.
Another fact that I have on here is that the director of The Incredible Hulk, I don't know if it's Louis or Louis. I'm gonna call him Louis. Fuck it. So Louis Leterrier. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Director Louis Leterrier had a broken foot leading up to the filming of the movie, and he had to work through his injury. So the entire time he was filming the movie, he had a broken foot.
Damn, how the fuck did he break it, man? Hulk smashed his bitch ass.
Yeah, right. Imagine. That'd be funny as shit,
fucked,
bro.
Though. Low key.
Like having to work through that.
Yeah, man.
In crutches and shit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. That'd be annoying, dude.
That would be annoying.
Dude, I actually recently, my little brother, my 9-year-old brother, he actually broke his wrist.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
this is news to me, bro.
Yeah, bro, he broke his wrist.
How did he break his wrist?
So he was playing with his friend outside and he wasn't paying attention. He fell into a chain fence and his hand went back too far.
Fuck.
And he said that it started hurting. Yeah. He wasn't like, you know, like cry, like, oh my God, I can't bear the pain. But he was like, every time I move it hurts. And it still hurts. It's been a few days.
Oh, fuck.
And so they took him to the doctor and they did x-rays and like, yeah, his wrist is broken.
Oh,
so they had to put him in a cast. And the other day I saw him and I was like, so how do you like your cast? He's like, it's kind of annoying. I can't play Fortnite. So I'm just like,
man.
dude,
I feel that, man.
Yeah, you do, because you broke your hand before, dude.
I felt that, man.
Dude, yeah, gaming.
I still game though.
I know you did.
I was like gaming like super weird. I held my controller really weird.
Yeah.
And then when I had my cast off, I would still hold it that way. And it took me like, I wouldn't say like 2 weeks to get back to normal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, it was fucking.
Oh yeah, dude. So just fucking, and then on top of that, like, so having an injury like that, while filming a movie, dude,
fuck.
I would have quit, bro.
I would have fuck this, man.
I can't work like this. You got me fucked up.
Hey, but if you're getting paid millions,
fuck, man, I got my ass right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Then I'll just be like Professor X, roll around in a wheelchair.
For real.
Someone give me my coffee.
Low key, dude. You probably could, yeah.
Next super fact that I have on here is that Edward Norton. So Edward Norton is the actor who plays Bruce Banner, Hulk, right? And he was obviously recast later on, whatever the fuck, right? So Edward Norton, the guy who plays Hulk in this movie, he agreed to play the role of Bruce Banner.
Okay.
As long as he was also taken in as a writer.
No shot, bro.
Yeah, dude.
He was a writer?
He has writing credits.
No way.
Movie. Yeah, bro.
I had no idea.
He's like, yeah, man, I'll come play Hulk, but
I gotta write this bit.
But I want to help write the script or the story or something. I want writing credits.
That's actually pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, man. And then it goes on to say the next super fact on here is that Norton kept rewriting the script every single day, adding and changing scenes to make the movie better, though he was not given screenwriter credit.
Wow, what?
So he wasn't given credit, which means he didn't get that pay bump as a writer as well. But he did keep rewriting the script to try to like change things and add things to make the story better. And make
but I thought you said he had credits. No,
I thought he did, but I'm like, no, dude, I made these notes like
I got you.
Months ago, bro.
Dude, that's fucked.
Yeah,
that's fucked. Now I'm hulking out right there, bro.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if maybe he was like, I don't care if I don't get credit.
Yeah, right. He probably.
I just want the story to be good. Maybe he's one of those actors. He's like, I want this shit to be art
type shit. Yeah.
Respect right the next super fact. Originally, Marvel Studios and Edward Norton both were skeptical of Tim Roth playing Abomination, playing Emil Blonsky. They didn't want to cast him at first, but obviously he ends up killing the role. He ends up being really good.
Yeah.
But at first they were like
skeptical.
They were like, I don't know about this guy. But eventually they bring him in and he ends up being good.
Yeah. Okay.
There is an actor in this movie, in the
Okay.
Incredible Hulk movie. The actor's name is The actor's name is Martin Starr.
Okay.
And Martin Starr, I can actually pull up a picture. So,
have I seen him before?
Well, I mean, he was in the Hulk movie recently. So this is Martin Starr. This is a fairly older picture. This is from his Wikipedia page. And in the Hulk movie, he plays Computer Nerd. He's this guy in the movie.
Oh, okay.
The guy with the pizza slice. So that's Martin Starr. Martin Starr plays Computer Nerd in the Incredible Hulk movie. But Marvel later retconned this character so that Starr could come back as Peter Parker's teacher in the Homecoming trilogy. He plays this guy.
Oh, wow. That's him, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
the dude
shit.
who like from the decathlon shit.
Yeah, okay.
That's the same actor playing different roles. So Marvel Studios later retconned this Computer Nerd character ever existing so that he could come back to play the teacher.
Wow, okay. I did not know that. Bro.
I didn't even know that. I was like, that motherfucker was in another Marvel movie? What the fuck?
I thought he was just around, dude, man. Like,
yeah.
fuck.
I'm sure he was, but like when he got the role of playing Peter Parker's teacher in Homecoming, they had to be like, oh, but he already worked on an MCU movie. It's like, oh fuck it, let's just retcon that shit. Fuck it. Right?
Hey, fair enough, man.
Yeah. We actually mentioned this earlier, but I had it as a super
did we?
fact, is that Hulk's face model is not Edward Norton.
Oh, yes.
That one's pretty obvious though. They almost went with the OG Abomination model, which is like with the pointy ears and the
Why
gills.
didn't they, man?
I don't know.
Why
They
didn't
go with
they?
it. I don't know, bro. I have no idea.
Oh,
But
man.
they almost went with it. Maybe because they
the
thought
thing
it was
is-
too cartoony, too goofy looking.
Because the thing is, I like the MCU Abomination's look, right? He looks comic book accurate. He's cool. But I just don't like the way he acts. I just don't like that whole goofy, weird persona that he has going on.
Oh, and She-Hulk?
And She-Hulk. No,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
all that,
yeah,
bro.
I get you.
Not only that, isn't he smaller than Hulk right there? Because in the comics, Abomination's actually bigger than the Hulk. But I could have sworn in the MCU, they made him smaller.
I thought I saw them as the same size. But either way, it's still like a...
Dude, I could have sworn that in the MCU. Guys, listen, whoever's comment down below, guys. Like, do you guys know in the MCU, I could have sworn Abomination, he was a bit smaller than the Hulk. But in the comics, Abomination's actually bigger. So they had it accurate here in this movie. That's interesting.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
But
okay.
they ended up not going
Oh
with it.
man, they should have, bro.
Would've been cool.
They should have.
I don't know why they didn't go with it, but originally they almost did. They were like, oh, we could do it like that. Then they just changed their mind last minute. I don't know why. In the post-credit scene where we see Thunderbolt Ross at the bar, he's having a drink.
Oh yes.
The drink that he is drinking is called the Incredible Hulk.
I did not see that.
It's a green drink.
Oh really?
And he's drinking a drink called the Incredible Hulk, which is equal parts Hennessy cognac and hypnotic liquor.
Is that like an actual drink?
Yeah.
Like if I go to a bar, be like, I want the Incredible Hulk. Bitch.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they would have to know. They would have to know how to make it. Maybe it's like one of those like made up like cocktails, but like it's solidified as an actual drink. But yeah, it's called the Incredible Hulk. It's a green drink. That's what he's drinking at the end of the post-credit scene, and it's equal parts Hennessy cognac and hypnotic liquor. That's how you make it, basically.
Oh shit. Okay, we should try that out, man. Fuck it.
Fuck it, right?
I'm a Hulk out.
Imagine, at the bar.
At the bar.
Smash
Start a
the girl
bar fight.
here.
Started a bar fight, bro. Smashing everything.
Smash all the females.
Hey yo, how many you want all the
Call that a
men?
hex smash. All right,
No, you want all the men there.
that's fine.
Oh my god. All right, what's the next?
What you mean, girl?
What's
To
the
kill
next-
him, obviously. What did you think?
What's the next one?
The next super fact is that there was 70 minutes of footage that was shot but not used in the final cut of the movie. So there's like 70 minutes worth of like deleted scenes and footage that never made it to the movie.
Is there any way to like see that? Probably not, right?
I don't know. We'd have to look it up. Maybe.
Because like, what if there were some cool scenes, bro? They should have kept. Because sometimes they do that, man. Sometimes they cut out some cool scenes.
That should have like that makes them. Yeah, I agree. They do, bro. I don't know why they do that, man. I get it. It's like runtime. It's to make shorter run times and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I get it. That whole thing where it's like the shorter the movie is, the more showings you could have in a day in a movie theater, the more money. But it's just like one of those things where it's like if it builds onto the story, like stop making that, stop doing that bullshit. Like stop telling your directors make it shorter, cut this scene out, blah blah blah. Because it's just kind of like I feel like it. What's the word? It tarnishes the movie. I feel like it's like it just doesn't make it as good as it originally is. Let's see. Another super fact I have on here is Lettier, right, the director, and Norton, right, Bruce Banner. They both liked the 2 hour and 15 cut of the movie. But the studio wanted the movie to be under 2 hours. A fight was caused, and eventually the producers won and released the 2 hour 15 cut.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
So that's what I'm telling you, bro. A lot of times companies just want like smaller run times because they think it equates to more money.
Yeah.
They think audiences are too short, like attention span, or
why not just, bro, like why not just focus on creating something amazing? Then the money will come, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard.
It's not.
It's really not that hard,
It's not.
dude.
It's not, bro. But that's just how they are, man. I don't know. The movie was recut.
Okay.
There's a different cut of the movie of the Incredible Hulk. Like what is a recut? A recut just means like they deleted more scenes, or they added scenes, or they censor scenes. Like that's just what a recut is. Basically, like it's the same movie with tweaked elements in it. What the fuck? There was a recut for specifically for Germany.
Oh shit! Okay.
Because Germany has a not for under 12 rating.
Not for. Oh, okay.
So they had to recut it for their not for under 12 rating.
I'm assuming like the sex scenes,
stuff like that,
like shit like that, yeah.
But the German theatrical cut was so bad that audiences complained. The recut was trash, apparently.
Oh no.
I don't know why. Maybe because it was too shoddy, too like they cut out too many scenes or whatever.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
And it makes sense. Maybe it was too incomprehensible.
Fuck, dude, that sucks.
I don't know, but they said that it was so bad that audiences actually complained. They were just like, "This is trash as hell."
I gotta pirate this shit, man.
Yeah, for real. That's probably what they did. I bet
that's probably what they did. Yeah.
Let me see. And then obviously the big thing, right? The big thing that we notice is that Edward Norton got replaced.
Oh, yes.
Right? So Mark Ruffalo eventually then comes back to play Bruce Banner from here on out. So this is the only movie where Edward Norton plays him.
Assuming you got the reason why? Do you know the reason?
So what I have on here is Norton says, so the actor who played him in the movie, he said he chose not to return to the role because he wanted, quote, diversity in his career. He didn't want to keep playing the same character.
He didn't want to be locked down.
But Kevin Feige said he was the one who chose not to bring back Norton and replaced him with Mark Ruffalo in Avengers 1.
Oh shit! Who do you think is telling the truth? Huh?
I don't know, bro. A lot of times you see this kind of bullshit. A lot of times you see like they said, this person said this person said that. And it's just kind of one of those things where it's just kind of like, well, who's telling the truth? What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Yeah. I am not sure. But that is the reasons that they were given each. So Norton said he wanted more diversity in his role. Kevin Feige was like, I just didn't want that motherfucker back. I guess.
Yeah.
And the last super fact I have on here was that the Hulk was supposed to be the villain for the first Avengers movie.
Oh, wow.
Not Loki.
Interesting.
He was originally planned to be the villain for the Avengers 1.
Really? That's actually... Yeah, I don't know if I would have liked that, to be honest. But that's kind of interesting. I mean, it would have been... If the X-Men were like a thing. I mean, I kind of see that, man. Get that whole Hulk and Wolverine fight going, man. That'd be cool as fuck.
That would be cool.
Right? That's interesting. Okay, cool.
But yeah, man, that's everything for Super Facts.
Super Facts.
That's all the Super Facts that I have on here. Now we're going to move on to the Easter eggs.
Oh, this should be cool.
Yeah, man.
I think I caught one.
One?
I think I caught one. I'm not going to say. I'm going to make sure that you got it. I think I caught one, but that's it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what you got, Hav.
The opening credits...
Yeah, I already missed it.
I
already missed it. Opening credits. I didn't see shit there.
The opening credits show references to Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if you caught that.
Really?
Yeah, it showed like some S.H.I.E.L.D. documents and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
It also showed blueprints from Stark Industries.
Oh, yeah, I definitely missed that.
Yeah. And you see references to Dr. Samson.
Okay.
So Dr. Samson is a character from the comics who is called the Leader, and he is a Hulk villain.
Oh yeah, the Leader. I know the Leader. I didn't know that was his fucking name.
Yeah, Dr. Samson.
Dr. Samson. Okay.
Yeah, so the opening credits show that.
Interesting.
The next Easter egg is when Bruce sneaks into the university and bribes the security guard with pizza. That security guard is a cameo.
Who is he?
He is Lou Ferrigno. Do you know who Lou Ferrigno is? If I tell you, you're going to lose your shit.
Nah.
So Lou Ferrigno, okay, so back in I want to say in the 60s or the 50s, there used to be a Incredible Hulk TV show where Bruce Banner was called David Banner for some reason. And he gets exposed to radiation. He becomes the Hulk, only it was the 50s, cowgirl. So they didn't have CGI.
Was this like the one that's just a jack dude painted green?
Painted green.
That guy?
That's Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, that's him?
That's him.
No way.
Yes, bro. That's Lou Ferrigno.
No way.
The guy who plays the security guard, that's Lou Ferrigno. That's the big buff dude that's painted green in the old school Hulk show.
Dude,
actually,
I had no idea.
I think I'm bullshitting. I think it was the 70s, not the 50s. I think I'm tripping. But it was like in the 70s. It was when when they made that TV show for the Hulk, and the Hulk was literally just a green dude. It was a dude painted green who was buff as hell, like just roaring and shit. That's Lou Ferrigno.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's him. That's crazy, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
The Incredible Hulk TV show theme song plays during the Mexico scene. So there's a scene where they all go to Mexico because he was in Rio first, but then he goes to Mexico.
He goes to Mexico.
And the song plays in the background.
Oh, I didn't catch that, bro.
I've never seen the show, so I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
I brought this up earlier in the pod. The serum the Abomination uses is based off the Super Soldier Serum from Captain America.
Yep.
Another Easter egg I have is that the package that Betty sends to Bruce, there's a package that he receives from her, is labeled David B, which is a reference to the Incredible Hulk TV show because in that show, he was named David Banner instead of Bruce Banner.
Okay. I like that.
There was a deleted scene that wasn't in the original cut that shows the Incredible Hulk commit suicide. He wants to kill himself.
Oh,
it's a scene where Bruce puts a gun in his mouth and he shoots, but the Hulk, he becomes the Hulk and he catches the bullet and just spits it out.
Yeah.
And he's like in this like
and we get that reference in future MCU movie.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
The Avengers.
The Avengers, right. He mentions it.
But in that scene, he's like in this like icy glacier. Like I don't know where he's at, but he's somewhere where he's surrounded by snow and ice, and in the background, under the ice, you see Captain America's shield.
Really? What the fuck? Why did they include? You see, they should have included that, bro. I think it would have hit a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole him trying to kill himself because like, hey, there's no cure. The only cure is this way. Is the easy way out.
Yeah.
But even when I'm out,
I'm in,
bro.
Hulk smashing it.
Literally, bro. Fuck, dude. That sucks.
Bro. And the last Easter egg that I have on the notes was the Tony Stark cameo in the post-credit scene.
Okay.
That's the last one I got.
Dang, no, you didn't mention it then. The one that I saw.
Oh shit! What did you see?
It's it's a reference. Do you remember when Bruce and Betty they're in that motel or some shit, and she's out and she went out there she went shopping to buy him like stretchy clothes.
Yeah.
She gives him like purple shorts. That's the reference that I saw.
Oh yeah, because in the comics.
Yeah, because he wears purple shorts in the comics and stuff, and he's like, yeah, this ain't for me, type thing.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's all. That's the only reference I saw. Oh shit! Hey, look, it's a fucking. You know what I mean? That's the purple shorts.
Yeah.
But he's like, nah. I forgot what he said. He's like, nah, this ain't me or some shit.
Yeah.
But dude, holy shit, that's actually pretty cool, man. But okay, so that's it, right? That's it. That's it for Super Facts, guys. So now we're gonna get right back into the review. All right, guys, we are back. That was Super Facts. We left off right with Bruce and Betty together in that cave. Right, it was all of a sudden raining. Remember that shit? That's so funny. But anyways,
out of nowhere on a sunny ass sky.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude.
Because the thing is, in real life, it does rain like that. It does just like. It was just dry.
Sure, but
it rains like pouring fast. But like my thing is like
you see the clouds, or you see
there's no clouds. At all.
It was sunny, bro. Sunny as fuck. I don't know what happened. That shit was funny. So, anyways, we're back here Bruce is back to his normal state with Betty. Now they go back to, where was it at? New York City?
Yes.
New York City to
meet with Mr. Blue.
Meet Mr. Blue.
So the guy that Bruce has been talking to the entire time. He's been talking to him and trying to find like a cure to his condition and blah, blah, blah. And they end up finding a Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor. Right? That's funny.
They found a Mr. Doctor.
That's from Doctor Strange, right?
Doctor, really? Mr. Doctor?
Yeah. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Where
Mr.
he's
Doctor?
like, the bad guy's talking to Doctor Strange. Remember that? And he's like, "What's your name? I didn't catch your name, Mister. It's Doctor."
Mr. Doctor?
He goes, "Mr. Doctor." He's like,
"Oh, I think so."
He's like, "It's strange." He goes, "Maybe who might have?"
Oh, low key, I think it might be it.
Yeah,
Mr. Doctor. Okay,
but sorry. So I meant to say that Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
That's where I got Mr. from because I had
yeah.
Mr. Blue was on my mind. Mr. Blue turns out to be a biologist named Dr. Samuel Stearns, who in the comics, cowgirl, Samuel Stearns.
He sounds.
That's the leader.
The leader. Oh, that's him. Oh, shit.
That's why later on,
dude, I had no idea, man. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So I had to look it up. I'm like, who is this guy? Because like at first I was just like, he's just some biologist. I don't care. But then you obviously see when like some of Bruce's blood gets into that wound.
Yeah.
And his head gets big. I'm like, something happens there. What the fuck? And so I googled it. I'm like, oh, he's the leader.
But we didn't get anything, right? I'm trying to remember. Do we have a super synopsis for him? No, right? We don't need to.
No, we will soon.
I'm trying to remember, dude.
We will soon, cowgirl.
Oh, okay, bet.
Do you want me to just tell you like when he shows up again?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Okay, so this guy, the leader, big ass head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's him. So this is the leader. That's him, the guy from the Incredible Hulk.
Wow, dude.
So this is the leader, one of the arch nemesis for the Incredible Hulk, and he made his first appearance here. This is Mr. Blue. That's Samuel Stearns. But we don't see the leader again in the MCU until Captain America: Brave New World.
Okay. Why? What?
Yes. He's coming back in the future Captain America movie with Sam Wilson.
Oh, my God. Okay. So, yeah, guys. So, right here, it was a mini cameo, so we will not have a super synopsis for him. But when we will have one in the future once, he becomes a bigger role and shit. Okay.
And there's already, like...
Wow, dude.
And if I remember, there was already a leaked concept art or something like that.
Oh, of how he looks?
Of how he looks like for Brave New World. It's something really, like, small and, like, kind of... I'm trying to see. I'm not sure I can find the picture.
Dude. Okay. Yeah, because I remember when we saw that scene, man, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, something happened, obviously, with this guy, but we don't know. Like, we don't see him again.
See how it's like a vague ass, like...
I see.
His head's not as big.
I get it.
But, like, he's got a goatee now.
I said, man.
The forehead's a little bigger.
There are some things that, comics, it should stick to the comics, right? Because if you do it in live action, it's going to look too fucking weird.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think a big ass head like that in live action gonna be too crazy.
That's true.
Some Mega Mind shit. But like, sure, he has a big head, but it's not crazy. Oh wow, I had no idea, bro. Okay.
I think it's interesting that they're bringing him back all these years later, and also not even in a Hulk movie.
Oh my god.
So I'm interested to see.
That's crazy.
What's up with that?
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens, man. Okay,
but that's Samuel Stearns. So that's Mr. Blue. He's the leader before he becomes the leader.
Wow. Okay.
And so Bruce and Betty go out and meet him, and they want to go see if there's a possible antidote that he may have developed. And he said he developed one that might just work. So in order to test that, they strap Bruce Banner into a chair and they try to get him to transform into the Hulk and use the serum, the antidote, on him.
Yeah.
And so in the middle of transformation, he injects the antidote, and surprisingly, it works. It works, and it diffuses his state back into normal Bruce Banner. The thing is, though, is that we then find out that this antidote might not be the cure. It just suppresses that one transformation. Yeah. And it's to say, like, then you might have to carry this antidote all the time, every time you transform, because it can calm you down for one transformation, but you're not technically cured. There's still gamma radiation in your blood, bro. There's nothing else we can do about it. And so after that, they were just like, fuck, man, it is what it is. And so he reveals that the way he was able to conduct the antidote was because he reveals that he synthesized the blood samples that Bruce was sending him through the mail and shit from when he was in Rio.
Yeah.
And he was making a large supply amounts of his blood that he could use to antidote other diseases like cancer and shit.
Yeah, and he had like test subjects and shit.
He had like rats or like mice, right?
Something like that. Yeah, because he mentions
it.
He mentions something. Oh yeah, it didn't work with my test subjects or whatever. Then Bruce is like, "What? Test subjects?" And that's when he finds out that he was mass producing this type of shit.
Exactly.
And he's telling him, Bruce, man, like we could solve many types of diseases, maybe cancer, maybe whatever. Mm-hmm. And obviously Bruce, right?
He's freaking the fuck out.
Freaking out, bro. He's like, no, fuck this shit. We got to destroy this shit. We got to.
My blood is dangerous.
Exactly.
Like, if it's in someone's bloodstream, it could fuck somebody.
Yeah,
up, you know, can't have that happen.
Exactly.
So, like, you know, you're all good, Cowgirl, if you drink it.
Obviously, right?
Yeah, you're good if you drink it.
I guess so.
Yeah,
man.
right. But if that shit's in your blood, fuck no, we can't be curing people with this blood, bro. They could fuck you up. And so he's like, we have to destroy it. We have to destroy all this supply. But before they get a chance to destroy his blood samples and everything, that's when the military once again comes in and fucking captures Bruce.
Yeah.
So they bust into the laboratory. They come in and they use like they come in and they arrest Bruce Banner. They take him away on the helicopter. Betty Ross curses out her dad or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And that's the end that we see of that. But while they were all coming in and capturing Bruce Banner, Emil Blonsky kind of like separates from the group and confronts Dr. Stearns that he wants a blood sample, like he wants Bruce's blood sample in his system. Mm-hmm. So he was just like, you have to understand it might be dangerous, and that's what he does. Like,
I want all of it,
and he fucking pulls him up into the air and shit.
Why was he tweaking like that?
Who?
Emil, why was he tweaking like that?
Oh, he was. Yeah, right. He was.
Because he had like a certain amount of dosage of this serum.
Uh-huh.
But like, is that what made him go crazy? Because like he had the sweats.
Yeah.
He had the sweats, and he was transforming. Like if the serum had some type of effect on him.
Well, if they were talking about how his blood could be an antidote. Maybe that's what he wanted, but I could have sworn I said he
even before that he was still tripping out. Like, I want all of it. He was like fucking sweating and shit.
I think it was the serum that was making him go crazy, and I think he was hungering for more power. That's why he asked for Hulk's blood, because he's like, I want all of it. Like, I want all the power. Mm-hmm. Like, he wanted to become a Hulk monster that would match to that of strength or greater than the Hulk.
Yeah.
And he would just think he would turn into a Hulk monster, but unbeknownst to him, it goes wrong because his blood mixed with his super soldier blood fucks his whole shit up, and that mutates him, and that's where he becomes an abomination.
Yeah, I like how they did that wordplay, right? The doctor, Mr. Blue, was like, "Oh, well, transfusing this with your blood or whatever, it could go bad. It could be an abomination." Or some bullshit, something.
I like shit like that too.
No, yeah, I thought that was funny, but yeah, he, what does he do? He actually injects him with that shit, right?
Yeah,
and yeah, like what Hav said, he becomes the Abomination. With that being said, guys, I guess this is a perfect spot, right, to give a super synopsis on the Abomination. So here you guys go. Here's a super synopsis on the Abomination. Emil Blonsky, or the Abomination, was born in Yugoslavia, but later moved to Russia and worked as an agent for the KGB. He was tasked with being a spy within the American military, keeping tabs on a New Mexico military base called Gamma Base, which was carrying classified equipment created by Dr. Bruce Banner. After numerous failed attempts to sabotage the base, General Thunderbolt Ross suspected a spy working among them. He attempted to flee the base, but before doing so, he took photographs of the equipment to return to Russia. Meanwhile, a mysterious alien being named the Stranger determined that humans' reckless use of nuclear weapons would lead them to their own demise, and decided to destroy mankind by controlling the mind of the Incredible Hulk. However, the Stranger didn't have control of Bruce Banner's mind, and Bruce planned to commit suicide to stop the Stranger's plans. Banner's attempt to kill himself involved a machine that would unleash enough gamma radiation to kill him, but Banner wasn't aware that Blonsky was in the lab with him. As Banner was captured and left the room, Blonsky used the machine on himself, but the gamma radiation was too intense, so it mutated Blonsky into a lizard-like hulking monster. From there, he became known as the Abomination. All right, guys, we are back. That is the super synopsis of the Abomination. Mm-hmm. As you can see, man, with all these super synopses, very, very different, right, from the movies. But yeah, just if you guys didn't know who he was or how he became the Abomination in the comics, there you guys go.
There you guys go. And we see in this scene that once he starts becoming the Abomination, he does that thing where like he accidentally hits Dr. Stearns across the room, and he busts his head, and he gets a cut.
Yeah, and then
by doing so, some of Bruce Banner's blood falls onto the wound on his head, and his head starts to like grow and shit. And that's set up for when he becomes the leader, and he has that big forehead.
And that's all we see that from him. Like,
no, that's it. That's the last time we see of him.
We're like, okay, you know, my brother was asking, he's like, what the fuck happened to him? It's like, and me at the time, I'm like, dude, I honestly don't even know. He's like, because we don't even see him anymore. That's like,
that's the only time you see him.
Yeah, he was asking me, actually, do we see him in future movies? I'm like, dude, not that I know of, bro. No. He's like, dude, that's so weird. I wonder what happened. But there we go. I could finally tell him.
I remember that dude from Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I could finally tell him.
He's coming back in like 2 years. Or yeah, no, I think Captain America's next year.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because they're filming right now. So yeah, it would have to be next year. But yeah, that's when we're going to see him again. Dude, that's crazy. That's 16 years.
That's fuck, bro.
Like,
yeah, who knows what's going to happen right there.
But yeah, so that's set up for the leader. So that's when we're going to like eventually see him and the Captain America.
And so now the Abomination breaks free, starts going crazy, ballistic. And this is the part actually that my brother and I were kind of reacting like, oh shit, dude. Because we see the Abomination killing innocent people,
yes,
bro.
Dude. Yeah.
What'd you think about that,
dude?
man?
Well, okay, it's gonna sound fucked. I'm gonna sound like a psycho, but I like that shit.
I know, that's what I told my brother. Hey, man,
I like that because you actually feel like stakes are in peril.
Yeah, dude.
You actually feel like there's shit going down, and it's like it kind of solidifies more that like grounded, feel that this movie, that the Phase 1 movies had, whereas like the current movies just are too scared to even do that. A lot of the MCU movies nowadays, like, you just see like superheroes fight against like big CGI monsters in an empty ass like city or a battlefield. Like there isn't any innocent bystanders around that would get hurt and shit. And that's what it breaks the immersion. Just because like when you see an empty ass city or an empty ass like desert or whatever the fuck where the last battle happens, you know that it's all being filmed in a green screen or some shit like that. So for me, it just kind of sucks that you don't see shit like that because you don't feel like the stakes are as high. Whereas in this movie, you're like, what the fuck, bro? Like what are the things that he does?
So we see him like legit ground pounding some humans, and like he like flings them like he does like a
Frisbee?
like a back smack.
Ooh.
And you see like humans just like flying in the air and shit. There's another scene as well where he has a car. He picks up a car and he smashes it onto like one of those military vehicles, and like it shows the camera shot where like him smashing it, and then it just cuts to black, and then it's Thunderbolt like on the other side. Like, damn, like what the fuck? But we actually see innocent people getting killed, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And he's just fucking shit up. And while this is happening, obviously Bruce is captured. They're in this chopper and stuff. And then we get some radio calls, like people freaking out, like with their GoPros.
Bro, the Incredible Hulk is out here.
Yeah, he's out here.
He's like, that's impossible. He's right here. He's right captured.
Here. Yeah.
He's like, well, there's something's out here, stupid bitch.
Yeah. There's something out here. Man. Y'all gonna do something?
Y'all gonna do something?
Y'all gonna do something or not?
Like, well, like the Hulk's with me right now. We'll send this motherfucker out.
For real. Unleash that motherfucker. Unleash the beast.
Bro, my car's gone.
For real. Yeah, what's that insurance? Don't they have like in the universe? I know they have some type of insurance. I forgot that the Avengers causes it. Yeah,
no,
like,
it's a company that comes and like fixes. Wrecked cities and shit.
Oh, okay. I forgot what it's called.
Dude, we see. I forgot what.
Homecoming.
Damage Control.
Damage Control. Right.
That's what it's called. And yeah, they were in Homecoming.
Which
is crazy because that's the only time you see them.
That's facts.
You don't see them again. I wish they would have like. I wish they would have like. Maybe not seen them more, but like mentioned more in conversations.
I look. You want to know like what the fuck? Because like, dude, you could be innocent as fuck, and like the Hulk could just destroy your car, and it's like, okay, does my insurance cover that, or like, what's, you know what I mean, like, or not, right? But anyways,
I gotta get a Bugatti for this, for fucking bitches. Like, what the fuck?
Dude. For real, dude. But okay, so Abomination's going crazy, like, what the fuck? And then Bruce is like, no, right, type shit. What have we done? He's like, no, I gotta get down there. I'm the only one that, that can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Ross is like thinking about it. He's like, man, fuck, bro. You know what? Fuck it. Let him go. And they open up the back door to the chopper.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the scene where it's like another kind of like a little bit of cheesy type of moment. We get a moment where he's walking backwards and stuff. And then obviously Betty's like, no, you can't do this. That typical scene. And then I thought it was kind of funny because he's like, I have to go. And he just drops, like if it was Assassin's Creed type shit, like on his back. He just falls on his back. We're like, oh shit. And it's funny because my brother called it. He's like, what if he doesn't turn, like while he's in the air? And it's that's what happens. He doesn't turn, and he just crashes down to the fucking earth, man. Without Hulk form, I'm assuming, right? Because I could have sworn I saw him crash in without transforming to the Hulk. I'm assuming he did as soon as
he made contact.
As soon as he hit contact.
Yeah.
And then that's where he busts out, and we get this whole fucking cool scene, man. Cool fight scene, man. What do you think about this whole scene?
Dude, it was what I've always wanted to see.
It looks fire, man.
It's seeing a fight scene with the Hulk fighting against an equal.
Yeah,
it's another monster, like another big fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was cool as shit. And the whole fight scene was actually pretty entertaining, bro. I was actually quite entertained, like how the fight was going and shit. But honestly, like, I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it, but like, since it's been a week, like, I can't remember some of the shit that would go down.
It wasn't as spectacular as like other MCU movies.
Right.
It was definitely cool, but it definitely still had that same type of grounded feeling like what we got from Iron Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nothing crazy was happening, and it was the CGI was actually pretty good. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it was still overall entertaining. There were some moments where you could kind of see like the age of the movie, where some like them fighting could be kind of slow and kind of clunky a little bit, you know. But overall, it was pretty entertaining, you know. Two motherfuckers going at it, man, and it kind of comic accurate, man. Fucking Abomination is a lot bigger than the Hulk, and like I said, I still don't know about the whole MCU shit. I could have sworn, right, in the MCU he's a lot smaller, or a bit smaller, or maybe the same size, but either way, whatever. But it was definitely entertaining, right? And so now at the end of this fight scene, Hulk is about to kill this motherfucker, man. He's out here. I forgot, he had him like in a chokehold or something. Remember that? He had him in a chokehold. Like, I thought he was about to rip his head off. He was about to rip his fucking head off until Betty was like, "No." Typical, right? And Hulk is like, "Oh shit, my bad, OG,
my bad, G."
Right, my bad, G. And stops and lets him go, and he like does this thing where he puts his leg on top of him, starts screaming and shit.
What did you think about the part where he said Hulk smash?
Hey man, that was pretty cool, man. Wait, was it Hulk smash? Yeah, it was. Doesn't he clap? Doesn't he do that clap?
No, he
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, he smashes and the ground starts like cracking. Yeah, that was fucking.
He
badass.
claps when the chopper started getting on fire.
That was cool.
And that thunderclap was what like spread the fire away.
Yeah, that was cool as fuck. I like that. That was cool.
But like when he said Hulk smash, like he finally said it.
He did the iconic line, man.
Yeah, man.
It was cool, man. I liked it a lot, man. It was definitely entertaining. Like I said, I'm not gonna compare it. It's obviously, guys, it's not as great as, you know, I want to say Avengers type of shit, or like the Hulk, that type of Hulk, right? But for what it is, back in 2008, hey man, it was fire. From back how it is, right? And I enjoyed it a lot, man. And that's the whole fight scene happens. You're entertaining. You're entertained. These two fucking creatures going crazy, going ballistic. And actually, I've actually kind of noticed that no civilians were harmed while Hulk was in the picture, right? But with Abomination, man, he didn't give a fuck. So Hulk is actually about to murder him. Betty tells him stop. He stops. He put his leg on top. He does the whole, you know, victory shit. And I think Abomination is now captured, right? Isn't he captured?
Yeah, he gets captured by the government.
Yeah, he gets captured, and that's it. That's how the Hulk ends up defeating him. And obviously, throughout the fight, we see the Hulk getting fucked up, right? You know, the typical thing. The hero gets fucked up for a bit, and then he gets crazy. He does his thing, and he starts fucking up as well. And so that is the end. That's how. I'm trying to remember what happens at the very end after the whole scene.
So at the very end, Bruce runs away.
Oh, does he?
He runs away and he goes into hiding again.
Oh, yeah.
And once he goes into hiding, it's been 32 days since the last...
Oh, yes.
You know, I like that. Another thing, but we never mentioned this, is that the movie keeps reminding you how many days it's been since an accident happened. Since the last incident where he turns into the Hulk. And so we see that he's in hiding, and you see that he's meditating. And you see that the number count is that it's been 32 days.
Yeah.
Since an incident, but then you see that when he's meditating, he opens his eyes and his eyes turn green, and the number goes down to 0, and he smirks, and then black screen goes to credits. And I think what that is referencing is that the Hulk, or I should say Bruce Banner, has learned how to do his transformation from the Hulk to back and like everything in a much more controlled manner.
Yeah.
Because now every time we see the Hulk in the future, he transforms into the Hulk in a controlled, like he literally makes himself go Hulk form. But he can't turn back. That's where like the whole Black Widow bullshit, like, you know, sun's going real down or whatever the fuck. He has to calm him down. But he is controlling himself to know how to turn into the Hulk. Whereas before he had to be like, I have to do breathing exercise, I have to take yoga, I have to watch my heart monitor. Now he doesn't have to do all that. Now he has learned to master how to control the Hulk at its bay and to willingly bring him out without having to like make
exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what you see. I think that's what you see, is that you see that he has mastered the way to control it.
And
then that's the end of the movie. And then before we get credits, we just go. It doesn't show credits. It just takes us right into the post-credit scene.
And this is
where we see Thunderbolt Ross and he's drinking the Incredible Hulk at the bar, and then you see Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. He comes in, he kind of like doing like little jabs at him, like, you couldn't capture him. That's crazy. See what world we live in. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing here, bitch? Like, you just here to like rub it in my face. He's like, what if I told you we're putting a team together? And you hear like the music, shit, and then just black screen,
dude,
which only further solidifies the hype that we were gonna get an Avengers movie. Because there was a point in time where we thought the Avengers was not possible.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this in Iron Man.
Yeah, there was just a time where just like the Avengers was like a dream that like it would be a dream movie that would never happen. Like the studio would fuck it up. Like how could they pull off a good Avengers movie? But all these little post-credit scenes, all these little like Easter eggs and shit, like only further hyped the idea for the Avengers, and everyone was looking forward to it and all that. So like that just kind of just built the hype from there, dude. And like from then on, that's where we just get the rest of the movies and shit.
Yeah, dude.
But that's basically the Incredible Hulk, bro.
That's it, man. That is the Incredible Hulk, 2008, man. It's a good movie, man. I wouldn't say that I enjoyed it a lot more than Iron Man or whatever. Iron Man was just fire, man.
Yeah,
Iron Man was fire.
It is,
but it's definitely a good movie. But guys, before we give our final thoughts and our rating for this movie, we are now going to go into our final segment, and that is reading recommendations. So here you goes, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome to Reading Recommendations. This is the part of the show where we provide comics that were used to inspire the film. You know, in case you want to get into the comics and stuff, here you guys go. But yeah, so, okay, the first one, guys, we have is The Incredible Hulk, issue 1 of May 1962 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. We get here is the first appearance of Bruce Banner, Hulk, Betty Ross, and Thunderbolt Ross. This comic book serves as the first appearance of Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk. This shows how scientist Dr. Bruce Banner gets caught in a gamma radiation explosion that turns him into the rage-filled, mindless monster. The comic also introduces us to his first well-known comic counterparts, the love interest Betty Ross and his father-in-law, sometimes ally and sometimes opposer, General Thunderbolt Ross. Okay, guys, so next up we have is Tales to Astonish issue 90 of April of 1967 by Stan Lee and Bill Everett. Here we get the first appearance of the Abomination. This comic book issue shows Hulk and Namor the Submariner team up together, but more importantly, the issue serves as our first introduction to the Abomination, a character who is often seen as a dark mirror reflection of what the Hulk is. Although his alter ego, Emil Blonsky, was just another one of Ross's soldiers in the film and got his powers from a knockoff super soldier serum. In the comics, Blonsky was a European spy that was caught in a nuclear accident that gave him his Abomination powers. Okay, guys, so the final one that we have here is Hulk Gray of December 2003 by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Okay, guys, this is the best Hulk Year One story. During this era in comic books, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale collaborated on numerous Marvel comic book series that focuses on the early years of many beloved characters. Hulk Gray was their take on Banner's early years. This comic also takes a deeper dive into Banner's origin of, you know, how he was an acclaimed scientist and how the gamma radiation turned him into the Hulk. An origin that the movie alludes to but skips over, right? And also, fun fact, right? The Incredible Hulk movie alludes to specific comic panels from the Hulk Gray storyline. So yeah, there you guys go. But with that being said, guys, that is all we have for reading recommendations. And as always, these will be down in the description wherever you're listening, whether you're on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you're listening, and YouTube. It will be down in the description. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Now let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we are back. That is reading recommendations. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to know what comics were used to, for inspiration for this movie and stuff. But yeah, so now, guys, we are going to give our final thoughts on the movie and our rating. Hav, do you want to go first, bro?
Yeah, so as far as final thoughts, like I said, overall, I enjoyed this movie. I had a lot of fun. I really liked the story arc that Bruce goes through in this movie. I think it sucks that this is the only movie that we're going to get, like a solo movie for Hulk. It's disappointing that we're not going to see more of him. I like the villain. I liked the Abomination. I liked how Thunderbolt Ross played such a big role in being like his two main antagonists. The CGI is a bit dated on the Hulk and the Abomination's model, but not so bad that like it's unbearable. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, it's still passable for the time. I would have liked a little more complexity in the story. I would have liked a little more complexity in the characters. I would have liked for the relationship between Bruce and Betty to be a little more fleshed out rather than just being like, oh, we used to be lovers. And we have to believe that they were once in love just because the movie tells us. But they don't really build that. And then again, I guess you can't because it's not an origin story. But maybe if they would have casted, this might be a hot take, maybe if they would have casted a better actress or someone else where the chemistry between the two people would feel believable in a relationship and stuff. Other than that, like I said, I mean, the movie is a good, enjoyable movie. I don't really have that many flaws with it, to be honest. I just don't leave the movie feeling like it was a fire,
like how we did with
Iron Man. Exactly. Like, it just doesn't have that like level of hype and oomph to it, I guess I could say. So for me, I still overall enjoyed it. I think I like Iron Man way more than this, and there was a few other Phase 1 Marvel movies that I liked more than The Incredible Hulk. I think if I had to rank them, like if I had to rank the Phase 1 MCU movies from best to worst, this would probably be in the last slot. I'd probably put it in the last slot. Not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying if I had to, even if you had like 5, 10 out of 10 movies, one of them has to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. So for me, it's like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but if there had to be a last place slot, I'd put Incredible Hulk there. While I still think it's an enjoyable movie and it's worth a watch. I mean, it's fun, it's a good time, and it's definitely gives you a little more character in the Hulk before you see him get recasted with Mark Ruffalo in the Avengers. Like, this is very much a good introduction to the Hulk and what he's been up to and how he's able to, like, how he has that history with Abomination, history with Thunderbolt Ross, how he knows how to control his Hulk form and everything. So overall enjoyable movie. I'm giving this a 7.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything what you said, Hav. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's not. Is it one of the greatest movies, part of the MCU? No, but it's definitely better than some of the current shit that we've been getting. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the whole grounded feel. I love that. If really, I just like that it's Hulk, man. I mean, it just sucks that what you were saying, Hav. They just kind of do him dirty, man. We need more movies with him. And so, me rewatching this, I'm like, you know what, dude? For its time, it's not that bad. Even the CGI, sure, it could be. You could notice it, and it's not the best.
Right.
But it's still enjoyable. Like, it didn't. Like, there's some movies with the CGI where it's like really bad that I don't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. With this one, I didn't really feel that way. I'm like, all right, the CGI is noticeable. It's not great. But it didn't really take me out from the movie, right? I'm like, okay, I still fuck with it.
Yeah.
But I can't really add much to it besides that. But I definitely agree. That's the same rating I was thinking, bro. 7. It's a good movie. Cool. It's a solid movie.
So as of right now,
yeah, we
have Iron Man as the first place spot, and we have Incredible Hulk as the second place spot.
Iron Man, we both gave 10s.
And then with Incredible Hulk, we both gave 7s.
7s.
So right now we have Iron Man 1 at number 1. That's the top spot. And then we have the Incredible Hulk on the second place spot.
Yeah.
That's where we kind of have it as. And then as we review more movies, we'll start shuffling those porters around, see what's more.
And have the ultimate list.
Yeah,
or some
that'd be
shit.
cool, huh?
Yeah,
Should we keep track of that?
Should we?
I can make it into my notes. I can put it in.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? We just thought of this right now.
That's
guys.
crazy, bro.
An
Y'all
ultimate list.
witnessing history
In the lab.
In the lab.
In the lab.
Exactly.
Bruce Banner's lab.
Hulk out. Hulk out on these
Hulk
hoes. Hulk out on these hoes.
I'm gonna air this bitch out. I'm gonna Hulk this bitch out. Nah, man, I would have hulked out when I saw my girl with some other dude. Man. It's a wraps. It's gonna be a shitty day for everybody.
Fucking stupid.
It's gonna be a shitty day for everybody.
If I can't have a good day,
nobody can. How dare you take my girl?
That's funny shit. I guess I wouldn't. I'm not like you.
And put the ratings. Fuck it. Yeah, put our ratings.
That's what I was gonna put. I mean, I'm not like you. Like I wouldn't Hulk out like that unless.
That's crazy.
It's Jenna Ortega, man.
Hey, man. Nah, man, I can't, man. Ever since Miller's, what is that movie?
Miller's Girl?
Miller's Girl, man. I can't see her the same, bro. That's crazy, man. Anyway, man. That's okay. So yeah, guys. So, thank you guys so much for listening. We're actually going to get into the questions portion, right? Questions submitted by you guys. If you guys are interested in that, continue listening. But if not, hey, we appreciate you guys listening to us. And, yeah, that is our final thoughts. That is our rating. We both gave it a 7. Mm-hmm. And now, guys, we are going to get into the questions. All right, guys. Now we're going to get into the questions, man. Okay, first question.
Yeah.
This is from Kevin, man. Shout out to you, Kevin.
He's
been waiting for, all of y'all have been waiting a lot, man. I can't really say he's been waiting. Everybody's been waiting for this shit. But yeah, he says, it's been so long since I've seen it, but I did enjoy it. He's talking about this movie.
Cool.
My question is, do you think Edward Norton was in the wrong meddling with the script? Here's what I found down below. And he sends me this screenshot.
Oh, wow. So then he knew about it. He heard about that.
So he says, why was Edward Norton's Hulk replaced by Mark Ruffalo? He sends me this. It says, at the time of Edward Norton's casting as Hulk for 2008's The Incredible Hulk, Marvel Studios was not the juggernaut of a franchise it is today, but a smaller project that was in the process of building a cinematic franchise. When cast, Norton also reportedly expected to get a level of control over the film's creative process, as he was supposedly notorious for taking on significant creative control of the films he was involved in, and Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige reportedly obliged to the demand. Norton reportedly served as a secret co-writer of the film alongside Zach Penn. Okay, so he was a secret. Okay, so he sends me. However, things got heated when it came to the film's editing, as both Norton and director Louise Leterrier, right, got into conflict with Marvel over the film's runtime and genre orientation. The situation became worse when 23 minutes of the film, including a prologue scene with Banner attempts suicide, was cut by Marvel Studios.
Told you.
Fuck, bro. I'm on his side then. I wanted that shit. Low key, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That would have been fucking fire. Not that we support that, right? But it's just, it just adds to the
character development.
It just adds, it's fucking fire. So Norton then became frustrated that his work was meddled with, and he kept rewriting the script every day to no avail. Eventually, things became uncomfortable, and Norton cut ties with Marvel. Eventually, Norton was fired from the role and recast. Kevin Feige issued a statement shortly after saying, in quotes, and I quote from Kevin Feige, "Our decision is definitely not one based on monetary factors, but instead rooted in the need for an actor who embodies the creativity and collaborative spirit of our talented cast members." Mm-hmm. Damn. Okay. So yeah, his question is, do you think Edward Norton was in the wrong for meddling with the script? Hell nah.
No.
Hell no, man. Definitely not. Because, like, he clearly wanted to, since he's playing that role, right? And he said himself that he likes to make sure his roles have some type of meaning. And I think that's what he was trying to do, man. Incorporate that suicide attempt. Leave, how do I say this? Create the story a lot more meaningful, more impactful to the character.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm kind of upset that they didn't do that, man. So, no, I don't think he's in the wrong, man. I mean, respect to him. I mean, it is what it is. He decided to leave, but then he says he left. They say that he left, or at least he says, right? He left, but they also say that he got fired. So, it's one of those yeah, it's one of those fucking things, man. But yeah, shout out to you, Kevin, man. Damn, he already knew about that. Cool. Okay, cool. So the next one is gonna be from Sheldon Y.
Y2K.
Yeah, man. Sheldon Y, man. He says, "Oh, sweet. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. Do you guys think this movie should have gotten a sequel or at least a trilogy?" This is one of the questions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that Iron Man and this movie both kickstarted the MCU, I believe, and also, okay, so I think he has another question. So let's answer that one. I think we pretty much did.
Yeah, we said that we would have liked to have seen more movies, bro.
Hell yeah,
Instead
a
of just
trilogy.
Instead of just having his character development growth as a side character in all these other people's movies, bro. Like, yeah, nah, I would have wanted his movies.
Dude, a trilogy, man. Absolutely. Okay. So his next question is, do you guys think that they should have kept the Hulk design and not the soft ass looking one in the current MCU today?
Oh, is he talking about Smart Hulk?
Maybe. I think so, because he says, yeah. You guys think that they should have kept that Hulk design and not the soft ass looking one in the current MCU?
Unless he's talking about the
Avengers?
Incredible Hulk. Because Incredible Hulk, he's much like veinier and more like muscular.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, like, but in the Avengers, he doesn't have as many veins.
Yeah, he's talking about this design. He's talking about the design of this. All these questions are based on this movie.
Right.
So he's talking about this design. If we would have preferred this design over than the current MCU, and I'm assuming is Smart Hulk, right? Is he talking about Smart Hulk?
No. Well, I thought, but I'm saying if he's talking about this movie, it's because if you look at the Hulk models, bro, they're very different. Like Hulk from Avengers 1 looks nothing like Hulk from...
Is he smaller? Or a bit bigger?
I think maybe a bit smaller. I don't know. But I mean, I'm talking about the fact, like, not even the fact that, like, oh, but Hulk actually looks like Mark Ruffalo. Like the face model. Not even that. I just mean his overall, like, just physical appearance. He's much more muscular, more veinier in this movie.
And what I've noticed, he's more green here, too. Like in the other ones, like he's like a faded green.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, can you pull up a comparison?
I'll pull up a... Yeah.
That'll be easier, man. Let's pick the one with the purple shorts.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, he's about to look that up.
2008. So this is the Hulk.
Yeah, we can find a comparison of how he looks. Because it's been a minute. Yeah, he is a lot more muscular, huh?
Yeah, look.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he is.
That's him. And then if I were to pull up...
the MCU.
Hulk.
From the Avengers?
Let's just do like Avengers 1.
He said soft ass. Interesting. I mean, he is more green... Actually, never mind. They kind of actually look the same. I thought he looked more faded green. But, I mean, I don't mind either of them, man. Personally.
If you see how this one is like, oh shit. You see how this one's like more veiny.
Yeah, he's more veiny. You can see his like legit muscle fibers.
Yeah, and here it's just
soft. He's a soft ass.
Yeah, for real.
All right, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I kind of, yeah, I see that, bro. I see what you're saying. Yeah, he does look more veinier, more muscular there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Shit. Personally,
here we go. Full body shot.
Oh, yeah. He does. Interesting. He looks more slimmer there.
He does look slimmer.
Right? He looks more slimmer in the Incredible Hulk than in the MCU. Personally, I don't mind. I don't mind them, honestly, for both. Like I think they're pretty cool designs.
Mm-hmm. I think I prefer.
What do you think? MCU?
Mark Ruffalo one.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I don't mind. How prefers the soft ass one, Sheldon.
Damn that bitches.
Okay, so he says. Oh yeah, his next question. This is kind of funny, man. I like Sheldon. Man. Sheldon, he be coming up with these funny questions.
Oh boy.
Don't you remember the last one? I think on the HRV pod, he said, "Who do we smash? No, who do we have a one night stand with in the MCU?"
That's fast.
That was funny. He says, "How mad would you guys be if you have been right? If you saw Hulk use your card, throw at Abomination and miss?" What the fuck? Like, how mad would you be, huh? If
I got words,
if Hulk took your card, threw it at Abomination, but he missed. It's like, bro, really? You couldn't even hit that shit, man.
I mean, honestly, fuck that. I would just be mad. I don't have a
pissed
card.
in general, yeah, bro. I'd be
like, not even that he
general.
missed.
Yeah. It's not like if like he hit it, you'd be like, yeah. Like he hit it, let's fucking go.
You get hype and shit.
Yeah. Now I'm down like, a couple grand. Like,
yeah,
I'm down like $8,000.
For real, dude. Nah, man, the government better pay me for that.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit,
I'm saying, dude, they have to have.
I better get some shit for that. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, and then followed up by a good question. He says, "Do you guys think that Abomination was wasted potential?" You know, that's an interesting thing because the thing is, man,
I feel like for this movie, for the movie that they wanted to make,
I think he did good.
He was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because if you had Abomination as the main villain, as the Abomination from the beginning of the movie,
there's not much.
How do you break up the fights? How do you do it to where how do you do it to where if they start fighting in the first act, what's to say that they just don't keep fighting and fighting and fighting? What separates them from the fights? So I feel like keeping him as a third act last battle fight was perfectly fine. And also from my recollection in the comic books, the Abomination remains the Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't transform back to human form like Bruce does. Mm-hmm. Though fast forward hella years later in She-Hulk, he's able to transform back and forth, which is not comic accurate, but whatever.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yes, bro. Remember in She-Hulk, he's a human, and then he transforms into the Abomination. He's a pacifist now. He doesn't fight. So now we have a smart Hulk who doesn't smash. But now Abomination's a fucking pacifist.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what the fuck MCU is doing, bro.
Okay, wasted potential.
She-Hulk's not canon. I don't give a fuck.
Wasted potential here? No. Wasted potential in the MCU in general? Yes.
And not bringing him back, not being used as much.
And
then when he is brought back,
he's a fucking
he's
weirdo.
A pacifist who doesn't believe in fighting, wants to be right with.
Come on, bro. He's a fucking villain. What are we doing here, Hive? What are we doing here?
And dude,
what are we doing here? Why is it that when we bring villains, let's make them good? What the fuck's going on, bro?
My thing is,
let's just leave them as villains, man.
My thing is, bro, I was actually excited. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna see Abomination again.
No,
and Thunderbolt is around the corner, but then he's not in it.
No, bro.
It's what the fuck?
Oh my god, bro. Weird, bro. No. Let's just cancel this pod, bro.
This motherfucker.
I'm done with this whole superhero shit.
Hey, man.
Nah, I'm playing, y'all. But
imagine
it's frustrating.
Imagine then be like, y'all just came back.
Imagine this is the last episode. We quit, guys. We retired. What the fuck, bro? We've been waiting. That's funny as fuck, bro. No, yeah, that sucks, man. All right. But yeah, okay. He also says, okay, again, I'm glad to see the grind of reviewing all these movies. Keep it up, you guys. I look forward to upcoming reviews. Much love. Shout out to you, man.
Sir.
Shout out to you, bro. All right, so now we're gonna get into let's see, where is shit? Sorry, guys, excuse me. Okay, so now we got Sheldon M. The other Sheldon M.
Nice.
The other Sheldon. What's up, man? He says, hey, dude. Sorry I took a while to reply back because I asked him, yo, you have any questions? He says, been busy with bullshit, man. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I remember loving it as a kid. I remember that this Hulk was the most savage Hulk in the big screen movie. My question for you guys is that out of all the live action Hulk, which one you think is the one that was the most comic book accurate? And he sends me the pictures. Clearly not this guy.
No, that's Lou Ferrigno. That's the guy that I said that was the security guard.
Clearly not that buddy, man. And then he sends me this one, Eric Bana.
Eric Bana, yeah, that's from the 2003 movie.
From the game.
That's the one that game that you were talking about was based off of.
I mean, what's accurate is those purple shorts, girl. What you mean, girl?
Yeah, bro. But that Hulk movie is so weird, bro. Like,
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Ang Lee, dude, he's the guy that directed it. Like, that motherfucker, he's made good movies, but when he took on Hulk, bro, that motherfucker, it was weird. It was edited weird, bro. Like, he was really hammering home the comic book feel into the big screen, so the transitions were like comic book panels, and it was just like some weird shit, bro.
Yeah. So what do you think, Hav? Out of all these, who do you think is the most comic book accurate, savage wise? To be honest, man, I'm thinking this guy. I'm thinking Incredible Hulk.
Is he talking about?
I think. Look, he says, yeah. Which one do you think is the one that was the most comic book accurate? Wait, question for you guys. Yeah, which one do you think is one most comic book accurate? I guess.
Gotcha. As far as the
as
one
like
that he
appearance or like both, we could do both. Fuck it. I mean,
appearance. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think appearance Ruffalo takes it.
You think so?
Yeah, because in the comics, I don't remember Hulk looking that veiny and that fucking you know what I mean?
I mean, he is kind of slim. He has like a V taper type shit.
Yeah.
But like savage wise, like going crazy, ballistic,
like Hulk smashing
type shit.
I think that would have to be Edward Norton.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he says personally, Edward Norton's Hulk is the savage and comic accurate of the Hulk. It's a shame that they have to change actors.
Well, it's not so much the actors, it's so much just how they write the Hulk character.
Yeah, man, they did him dirty, man. They fucked him up, man. But yeah, that's it. Shout out to you, Sheldon. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for your question. Okay, so next up is going to be from TJ. He says, do you guys think the movie should have been longer? I feel like the movie moved a bit fast. And also, how the fuck did Emil Blonsky survive that kick? He says, anyways, yeah, I have some catching up to do. I'll be tuning in. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, TJ. But yeah, do we think that the movie should have been longer? He says it felt gone by fast.
Interesting.
But you know what? I kind of see that, dude, because we do get those scenes, How that I mentioned, where, okay, the pizzeria scene, she gets out, right? The pizzeria looking around. Bruce is behind the dumpster. Mm-hmm. The next shot is Bruce walking in the street, and then her pulling up, and then they're just reunited.
Finds him.
That was kind of quick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I guess another example. What would be another example? I know there were some more scenes like that seemed kind of, kind of quick.
Gotcha.
But to be honest, I think that's just how movies were at the time back then.
That's true.
Dude. You know what I mean? I think that's just how it was at the time. So he's asking, do you think it should have been longer? My answer would be yes. I think it should have been a bit longer and incorporated those deleted scenes, like the suicide attempts. Maybe flesh out the characters a bit more. Right?
That's true. I say that too.
All right, cool.
I would say it should have been longer.
Yeah. And so he also says, how the fuck did Blonsky survive that kick, dude? That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I know, bro.
I guess he survived because he had that serum.
Yeah, that serum, dude.
No, but I know I'm assuming he's like being sarcastic, like, yo, man, how the fuck, like, that shit crazy. That's facts. Okay, so we got oh yeah, I asked Josue, man. I asked him, but he says he said not a question, but just a comment. How Ty Burrell
is he?
Ty Burrell acts the same way he does as Phil in Modern Family.
Oh, Ty Burrell.
I don't know who is that guy.
So he's the guy. He's a guy that he plays a character in the show Modern Family.
Oh, it says it's Banner's ex's new boyfriend.
Yeah, he's
that
the
guy.
He's the guy, the new man.
Oh shit,
the one that snitches.
Bro.
Yeah, he
He said I haven't seen that movie in a hot minute, so I can't quite remember, bro. My bad. No, you're good, bro. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I know Josue got a bunch of questions, man. So I wanted to make sure with you, man. So next up we got is Luis, man. Shout out to Luis, man. He brought a lot of value, bro. Okay.
Oh shit.
So I asked him, yeah, man, you have any questions and shit? He says, I personally think it's a great movie. They really portray the Hulk as a powerful, angry being. The character design, I think, is way better than what is currently in the MCU. Many people are saying that, bro. Yeah. Interesting. I personally don't mind it. He says, oh, I got the Blu-ray on it, and I had a great deleted scene that actually makes an Avengers scene make sense when Bruce Banner, he tried to kill himself. Oh, yeah, and he shows that scene. I guess I'm not going to play it right through the mic or whatever.
That's cool that he sent the clips, though.
No, yeah, that's fire. I'm telling you, man, thank God, right? So he sends me the scene where you're talking about how he's like in the snowy area, and he basically the suicide scene that's apparently on the Blu-ray, he says. The deleted scenes.
It's deleted scene. I'm sure you could find it on Disney Plus.
And then he shares that Avengers scene where he says, "Oh yeah, I tried to kill myself." Yes. Remember that scene? Oh yes, and then he says, "Fun fact: the dude teaches Bruce Banner to breathe to calm down is famous jiu-jitsu master Rickson Gracie." Wow, I had no idea, bro. He's an actual famous jiu-jitsu master. Holy shit, doing flips and shit. And then once again, I guess another question, the same question. I have a question. Do you guys like the 2003 Hulk, Incredible Hulk, or MCU Hulk design? And he sends me the same ones.
Gotcha.
Clearly, it's for me. It's not gonna lie, bro. But he does look. You see how I said he looks more greener here? Because there are some scenes in the MCU where he looks like a faded green, but here he actually looks more green. That's what I'm talking about. You see that? But personally, Hav, you already said the MCU, right? Mm-hmm. I personally don't mind. If I had to choose, bro, fuck, I shouldn't be a bitch and say, I don't mind. I should probably choose one. Oh, man, that's tough, bro. I'm going to go with Incredible Hulk, bro.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Incredible Hulk. I'm not, bro. We're about to start fighting right now.
We're about to Hulk out.
All right, yeah. We're about to Hulk out, yo. Never gets released because of this, because we disagree. I think Incredible Hulk, dude, just because like he's more like green and he seems more like vicious. You know what I mean? I kind of like that, and I kind of like the whole hair too. Cause that's actually comic book accurate.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
I know that they did it this way to match Mark Ruffalo, right, his character. But like, yeah, this was more comic book accurate, even though it looks nothing like what's his name? Edward Norton. Yeah. But yeah, he also says didn't like that we never got to see what happened to Samuel Stearns, aka Mr. Blue. I know he's supposed to be in the Hulk's villain, the leader, but we haven't seen him yet. Like, bro, we saw Abomination come back in that trash ass She-Hulk show.
W.
And then he sends me another clip. I don't know what this clip is. It's not playing. Fuck. I think it's the Abomination. I think. Right? I don't know.
Skip forward. Oh,
I can't. It's not playing. It's not playing. Fuck. But he sends me another clip. And I think it might be the Incredible Hulk or something, because he messages me saying, "Low-key, this is a good movie, bro." He says, "Liv Tyler, Betty, also the daughter of Steven Tyler, right? Lead singer of Aerosmith.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Her little sister whispered throughout the movie was low-key sexy. I don't know. Is it just me? Her little. I said sister. What the fuck? Did I say that?
Yes.
I'm stupid as fuck. Her little whisper, bro. Y'all about to catch Luis a case, bro.
Sister. Like, what you
I'm tripping. About? Her little whisper. You see, I told you. She does it throughout the movie. Fuck you, Luis. Hell no. That shit annoying as a shot to you, bro. But that shit annoying as fuck, bro. He says her little whisper voice.
He's kind of sexy though.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, her little whisper voice throughout the movie. I'm telling you, throughout the movie, Hav was low-key sexy. I don't know. Is it just me? It is just you, Luis. Well, fucking Hav didn't really.
I didn't care really. I didn't think it was sexy to him.
Nah,
imagine him being bricked up watching a movie.
Yo, I'm finna Hulk out. That's crazy.
At the movie theater, girl.
At the movie theater. Nah, Luis. Come on, Luis. That shit was annoying as fuck, bro. It was just so annoying. Just the constant like whisper, like, so now what? Like, oh my god.
That's funny as shit.
Now
bro.
what?
He said it was sexy.
Bitch, shut up. Now what? Like that's
that's what now.
That's what now. That's what now, bitch. How about that? You shut up. Stop whispering to me like I'm a little kid. But dude, I'm telling you, man. We gotta run it back, Hav. You probably don't even. At least you caught the scene where like it started raining immediately. At least you caught that. Because I was confused. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? But I'm telling you, bro, throughout the movie, this chick was just whispering and shit, and like trying to be seductive. Even in, like some parts where you try to be like more serious or whatever, she was doing that. I'm like, dude, come on. Marvin, bro, he was like, yeah, this shit whack, bro. Come on, tell her to shut up, man. But yeah, man. All right, so at least you think it's sexy, man. I mean, all right, bro. I don't know, man. I just didn't really like her acting that much. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Like I said, I maybe if it was a different actress, I'd have believed the chemistry a little more.
But yeah, bro. A shout out to you, Luis. And yeah, I think that's everything, bro. That's all the questions that we have for related to this movie. And holy fuck, man, we made it through the end of the Incredible Hulk.
Yes, sir.
The MCU, guys. And once again, we apologize, for keeping you guys waiting, man.
Brief hiatus.
Yeah, dude, it's bit of a hiatus. Actually, do you want to maybe tell the people the type of plans that we have, like maybe creating a slate and shit?
Oh yeah, so me and Hector in the last 2 months that we were gone, we're trying to catch up on some shit that we had coming up for HRV, catching up on some movies and TV shows. We were trying to pump out some game reviews for you guys, so we've been hopping on to like Suicide Squad and stuff like that. But amongst doing all of that, me and Hector kind of have been collaborating and talking about, well, what movies do we want to review for Cape Shit? Because originally when we launched this podcast, Hector proposed me the idea of rewatching and reviewing all the movies from the MCU from phase 1 to current. Right now where we're at is phase 5.
Yeah.
The thing is though, is that by doing that in all one fell swoop, we would be grinding the MCU hella without really paying much attention to other stuff around the MCU, like taking a break and going to the ops, going to DC, or going to something that's not the MCU, not Sacred Timeline, like 20th Century Fox projects, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Sony Spider-Man, and all this other stuff. And then we have all those other stuff that's none of those two, the big two, right? We have other stuff that's comic book relevant, like the Invincible show, The Boys, The Watchmen, and stuff like that. So me and Hector, we had to talk about, what exactly are we going to watch? What exactly are we going to review in what order to sort of like keep the content coming, but at the same time trying to keep it fresh, because if we just review nothing but the MCU, if we wanted to review all 30-something movies and projects that are out right now, it would take us a minute before we actually talk about Batman or something like that, right? So we have an idea of a rough draft. You can call us James Gunn, Peter Safran. That's crazy, bro.
That's funny, bro.
You can call us James and Peter, because me and Hector came up with an 8 to 10 year plan, or more like an 8 to 10 month plan.
I mean, well, that too, but 8 to 10 years, shit. If we want to review everything, probably.
That would probably, yeah, man.
Probably. Man.
So we have an
That's
idea,
funny.
man. We have a plan. We have a road map ahead, and we have somewhat of a slate. I guess you could say we have a little Cape Shit Pod slate that we have planned as for what movies we're going to be reviewing in the next couple of months. Again, we are being very, if you guys listen to the HRV podcast, we are being extremely selective with the movies that we're reviewing and the games and the shows and stuff that we're reviewing on that podcast, simply just to be able to have more time to make more Cape Shit podcasts.
Exactly.
Because, you know, with a bunch of shit that we want to catch up on, the MCU, the DCU, and all the other stuff around it, it's going to take a long time and it's going to take a lot of effort for us to catch up. So we want to put our main focus onto this podcast. So we have collaborated and we have a rough idea of what we want the roadmap to be, but I want to keep it a surprise, low key, man.
Oh, yeah?
I want to reveal it. Like, if you guys follow our socials, so we have
at Cape Shit Podcast.
At Cape Shit Podcast, we have what's it called? We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have a TikTok. If you guys follow any of our socials, we will be posting on our story or as official posts. Basically, a slate. Because what we're gonna do is, like I said, we don't want to review the MCU all in one fell swoop because that would be too much. We want to take breaks, switch over to DC or something else that's different. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do phases, kind of like the MCU, make it fun. So we're gonna have phases in how we review stuff for Cape Shit. So one phase will be dedicated to like MCU, and the other phase will be dedicated to maybe DC, and another phase will be dedicated to something else. So what we're gonna do is, if you guys keep a lookout for our socials, we're gonna be showing off basically what the next phases of the movies that we're going to be
and that could be in a span of like 2-3 months or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, it just kind of depends on how like stuff goes on, because other than the podcast, guys, you guys understand, like, other than balancing 2 podcasts, which is a lot of work enough, we all each individually have our own work lives, our personal lives that we have to attend to, and sometimes there are some days that we can't make things work and record or something like that. So unlike an actual slate like Marvel or DC, we're not going to put dates to the movies that we want to review for you guys, but we will be putting basically the dates of the movies, the titles of the movies that we want to review for you guys. So be on the lookout. Follow all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at Cape Shit Podcast, and be on the lookout for when we reveal what this current phase of movies that we're doing right now and what the next phase will entail.
Yeah, and not only that, guys, it'll give you guys some time, because once we put out one of the slates, let's say for the first phase or the first chapter of Cape Shit, right? I don't know what you want to call it yet.
That's cool. Chapter of Cape Shit, phase of Cape Shit.
Yeah, right. So once we put that out, you're going to see all the movies that are going to come and what order. So that way, as you guys, the listeners, you guys could decide, oh, you know what? If they're going to review this, you know what? Let me rewatch this.
Yeah.
Let me rewatch this, and then exactly. So you could go ahead and have a fresh perspective in mind to that movie, and when we review it, and you guys can enjoy it a bit more, and because I know, and it'll give you guys time, because I know you guys are out there busy, so you guys could decide, in my free time, let me watch this, because I know for a fact that Cape Shit is gonna review it in the upcoming. Yeah, exactly, right. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. With that being said, hang up your capes, guys, because that's going to be the end of this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for listening, and be ready for whenever we drop a new episode. Until then, wait for our signal. Take care, guys.
See ya.